Good morning, Macon, Georgia. Good morning, Middle Georgia, and everyone else around the world through the World Wide Web. This is a morning roast for Thirsty Thursday, July 25th, 2013. We're live from the doghouse with Irv, Ed, and DB. Yours truly right here.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, DS Photo Guy, Michelle Stacy, Real Man Porns fan, and Cocknose.
Yes.
Good morning to you all. Good to have you all with us.
Great to have you with us.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Yes. It's
Wake up. Wake up, you.
Wake up.
Anyway, it's all good.
Yes. It's 8:04 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time in Macon, Georgia. It's 72 degrees and sunny, at least for right now, with a high of 92 and a low of 71 degrees. It's going to be raining again.
Wow.
Raining for the remainder of this week and this weekend, as a matter of fact.
You know, I want to start off really quick with that rain issue. Believe it or not, we're getting a lot of creepy crawlers coming into houses. It seems to be like an
roaches
epidemic.
or burglars?
Oh no, just roaches. Both. But
Both.
The human roaches, no. But the actual roaches, yes. As a matter of fact, and we're going to open up with that.
Okay.
Since we're going to segue right into that weather thing. Heavy and constant rain is bringing more than just mosquito problems in central Georgia. Many have noticed nastier looking pests, such as spiders and roaches indoors. Central Georgia has already reached its yearly rainfall average, and it's only July.
Yeah.
Here in South Georgia, Middle Georgia, there are a lot of bugs, says Marcus Swain, exterminator for South Choice Pest Elimination. Of course, he's getting a free plug for saying that. I could have said that.
Yeah.
Stupid ass. Anyway, the excess rain may have some residents bugging out with creepy crawlers that have been washed out of sewers and storm drains and moving into your home. It's breaking down the protective barriers that pest people out, says Swain.
Yeah.
The constant rain is working against anti-pest treatments that would normally work for months. When it's raining every single day like it is, a lot of times as soon as I apply the product, it's gone in the same day, if not the next day. It's basically rolling out the welcome mat for unwanted guests, but there are always ways to prevent invasion. Swain says it begins outside. You'll never totally eradicate them, but it would help with basic control of them. Sanitation and structural issues are normally the biggest thing. Swain says the more you seal up, the better you are. Consider caulking windows and using door sweeps to keep bugs outside and limit areas for possible nesting around your home. Keep gutters and rooftops clean and remove trash. Swain said those aesthetically pleasing security bushes is a safe haven for pests. What's called conditions conducive, he said, when you got heavy grass, pine straw, and mulch. It creates a great home for insects. I know we like to beautify yards and homes, but sometimes we create a problem. And then finally, Swain says, problem areas in homes are usually bathrooms and kitchens, especially behind the refrigerator, because that's where most food and moisture is inside your home. There you have it. We're all bugging out here with a bunch of bugs and roaches and jeez.
Yeah.
Right here in Macon, Georgia.
That sounds nasty.
Like they ain't got them in New York. That's bullshit. They got them in New York. They got rats in New York, too.
They're bed bugs, man.
Yeah, and bed bugs. That's right.
Big time.
Good morning, Vorpal Bite. Screw your cat. Good morning, Michelle, once again. Who else is on? We got Gay Realities. Good morning.
Okay.
O.J. Simpson's on. Montana Spring just got on. Too Much is on. Very good.
Yes.
Good to have you all. We're here to hang out again for the next 3 hours. Bear with us as our stories crawl or creep in.
Yeah, speaking of creeping in,
Come on.
I have some stories. A man in a platypus hat robs the Riverside Motel.
What the hell is a platypus?
It's a Australian animal with a duck bill, and it's part duck, part beaver.
It sounds like something like a vagina on a plate.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. A man wearing a Perry the Platypus hat used a handgun to rob the Travelodge Motel on Riverside Parkway at midday Wednesday yesterday. The Bibb Sheriff's Office is investigating the incident at 105 Riverside Parkway. Witnesses told investigators a man entered the hotel and asked the desk clerk for room rates before showing a gun and demanding money. With the money in hand, he left the motel and was last seen in the parking lot of the nearby Hooters restaurant. The suspect is described as a light-skinned black man with very long dreadlock hairstyle, about 5'6", 5'7", and approximately 150 pounds. He was wearing sunglasses, a light blue Aeropostale jacket with white embroidered lettering, blue jeans, and a blue and orange baseball cap designed to look like the cartoon character Perry the Platypus. The robbery was the latest of the Riverside Arkwright Road area, including hotels, a gas station, and people in parking lots.
Well, I guess 75% of our population looks like Perry the Platypus.
Yeah. If anyone with information is asked to call the Bibb Sheriff's Office at 478-746-9441.
Yeah, well...
I mean, it's not going to be hard to find. I mean, how many people know that you know wears a Perry the Platypus baseball cap?
Yeah, well, it's kind of stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, very stupid.
If you're going to go in and rob a bank or do any kind of stealing, I would suggest you wear all black clothing, no colors, and wear a mask.
Yes.
Not that I'm advocating it, but if you're going to do this, I mean, come on. Don't be so stupid.
Well, yeah.
Go in with colors and clothes that nobody else would wear.
Yeah, no, particularly
Gotta be
rob,
a total moron.
Yes,
anyway.
That's very true.
Good for him. By the way, we have some good news about that Twiggs teen. We had a teen yesterday, was missing. I think you reported it. Authorities in Twiggs County say the 13-year-old girl initially reported missing has been found safe.
Okay.
Nina Louise Kitchens was located in Roswell near Atlanta on Wednesday night, according to Chief Billy Boney.
Billy Boney.
Billy Boney.
With the Twiggs County Sheriff's Office.
Yeah.
So she was found last night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boney found her. She was last seen leaving her home in Twiggs County around 1 p.m. on Wednesday. Boney said the teen has been a runaway. She was running away. On Wednesday night, deputies headed to Roswell to retrieve the girl and return her home. No word on any arrests were made, and the case is still under investigation.
Okay.
There you have it.
Well, yeah, we're glad she's safe and sound.
Yeah, regardless of whatever troubles they have, now they're going to deal with, Child Protective Services. They're going to get counseling and blah, 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 blah. She looks like a nice kid. Hopefully things will work out. She's only 13.
Okay.
She's a baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
In other news, Tropical Storm Dorian forms in eastern Atlantic. This is from Miami. Forecasters say Tropical Storm Dorian has formed in the eastern Atlantic and remains far from land. The storm's maximum sustained winds yesterday were near 50 miles an hour, or 85 kilometers per hour. The U.S. National Hurricane Center in Miami says it is moving quickly across the Atlantic at 21 miles per hour. The storm is centered about 410 miles west-southwest of the Cape Verde Islands, off the coast of West Africa. Dorian could get a bit stronger Wednesday, or gotten a lot stronger since yesterday, though it is forecast to weaken some on today as it moves over cooler water. So it may not be as powerful as it expects to be.
We're still going to get rained on.
Again. Yeah, we're going to get
I'm telling you, that tree out there, that's going to fall on that trailer. I'm telling you. That woman is already walking on a walker. Before you know it, she's going to need more than a walker. They don't get that tree cut down across the way.
I wouldn't be surprised. We already have like 4 feet of rainfall so far.
I know. I know. You can fill up a pool. Oh, by the way, in Washington, federal health authorities say more than 275 people in 7 states have now been sickened with an unidentified stomach bug. We talked about that yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Or the day before. The Food and Drug Administration is investigating the Cyclospora infections. which are often found in tropical or subtropical countries and have been linked to imported fresh produce in the past. It causes diarrhea and other flu-like symptoms. The CDC says the infection has been reported in Iowa, Nebraska, Texas, Wisconsin, and here in Georgia, Connecticut, and New Jersey.
Now New Jersey.
Most of the illnesses occurred from mid-June to early July. The CDC says it isn't clear whether the cases are all linked. The illness is spread when people ingest food or water contaminated with feces. If you know, it's like eat shit and die. That whole thing. Anyway, the agency isn't clear whether the cases are all linked. There you have it.
Yeah, that is gonna be
people that eat feces are gonna wind up with Clyrospora or whatever.
Yeah, Clyrospora. Yeah, really bad.
Yeah. Well, anyway, what else is in the news, Derek? What else we got? We got so much.
Oh yeah, we have one where Macon's cold case files. This is by Shanti Tager. It says, for Macon Police Captain Jimmy Barbie, supervising a whole unit of investigators also means continually revisiting and reviewing their work, combing through thick files of cold cases and asking himself if there was something that may have been missed. He says, the more you put things out, you always hope that there's somebody that knows that one little piece of information that will help solve a lot of these cases. And that's what Police Captain Jimmy Barbie said. He also added, there's a lot of things I may be able to do, so I do it. And for now, Barbie has had his head wrapped around three particular cases. Of the June 1997 beating death of 65-year-old Marvin Lamb, whose body was found on Marion Avenue. His truck was stolen and ditched at the Walnut Street Fina Mart. And then there's the March 2012 murder of 41-year-old Yvonne Jackson. Jackson was shot in the head at her apartment on Patterson Street. Her body was then burned beyond recognition. And then most recently, the July 2012 beating of Albert Jelks. He was found lying unconscious outside of his job at the Sleep Shop at Vineville Avenue, and then later died of his wounds. It says, Barbie says, reviewing these newer cold cases take longer than the older ones typically because there's much more information to digest. It says it's a homicide file, and what they had back then is just on one piece of paper. It says he's still optimistic that even one sheet of paper from a cold case in the 70s is enough information to help solve a crime.
Yeah.
Barbie says each time the media reports on these cases, the stories are added on to the files. He hopes that they become more publicized, and it will encourage anyone with information to call in a tip. If you have any information on any of these cold cases that were just mentioned here, you're encouraged to contact Macon Area Crime Stoppers at 1-877-68-CRIME. That's 1-877-68-CRIME. Or Barbie says you can call them at 478-803-2348.
All right, guys. I'm telling you, I'm not putting up with this shit this morning. I'm telling you, if I see any kind of bullshit on this, I don't care if I wind up with one viewer. I'm going to boot you all out. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I keep saying it. You guys are like little kids. You don't get it. Behave like adults. No racism. No none of that. No inciting. None of that shit. I'm done. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, Scorpy, and good morning, everybody else. And who else do we have here? Got a whole bunch of good viewers here. We got Black Moses is back on. My nuts itch. I'm so horny. Knucklehead. Manny is on. Montana Spring. Real Man. Pawns. Of course, I mentioned that. Scorpy. Rocco is here, of course. Vopabite 2 and Cocknose. Anyway, what else is in the news? I got a missing man that's no longer missing. He wound up in over at River's Edge, which is really the mental health facility here in Macon, Georgia.
Okay.
Police say a missing man is safe after his family reported him missing last week from North Bibb County. Lieutenant Defoe, the Bibb County Sheriff's Office, says that because of the media's help, Samuel Joseph Marsh's parents received a phone call from River's Edge Behavioral Center saying he is there receiving treatment. Defoe says they don't know how he arrived there or any other details. The 32-year-old man was last seen walking from Arkwright Road to Riverside Drive Friday. According to release, family members say he's been suffering from mental illness and hasn't been taking his medication. There you have it. Thank God, another one found.
Yes.
Good news.
Very
People
good
being
news.
found, not killed.
If you're happy and you know it, share your meds.
Anytime. If you're happy and you know
Right,
it,
Michelle?
take your meds. All right, here we go.
I have something new. I guess this is from the
We're just banging these out this morning, folks. We're going to get these behind us, and then we're going to talk.
Oh, yeah. We have something from Atlanta, actually, specifically Zoo Atlanta.
Oh,
Eastern black rhinoceros at Atlanta Zoo is pregnant.
was what?
Yeah, zoo officials say that six-year-old,
Who the baby's daddy?
yeah, 6-year-old Eastern black rhinoceros at Atlanta Zoo is pregnant.
Uh-oh.
Zoo Atlanta said in a statement that Andaze has entered her birth window, which began Tuesday earlier this week and runs through late November. Zoo officials say it's most likely she'll give birth in August or September. The baby will be the first of its species to be ever born in Atlanta Zoo. Andaze weighs more than 2,400 pounds. Officials say that her calf will likely weigh between 55 and 90 pounds and will be born without horns.
Wow.
The calf's father, baby daddy, is Andaze's 8-year-old mate, Utenzi. Eastern black rhinos are critically endangered in the wild because of poaching for their horns and other body parts, which are believed to have healing properties in some cultures.
Wow. Well, another single mom.
Well, she's not the baby.
Enjoy.
The daddy is
No
there.
welfare recipient.
Another, yeah, exactly.
Actually, the daddy is there at the zoo. I mean, he's
Oh,
there.
you know, speaking of welfare, the Republicans are looking to pass a bill to people that are collecting welfare, you know, like food stamps and stuff like
Yes.
that. Supposedly, if they have any ability to work, they won't get food stamps.
Right, I know. They've been wanting to
But
do
there's
that
no
for
jobs.
a long
There's
time.
no jobs, so
Yes.
some people are abusing the system.
Well, that's kind of a catch-22. They want you to, you have the ability to work, so you're not
But
going to
they don't hire you.
And so, but there's no jobs, but it doesn't matter. You have the ability to work. Go create one. Go make something up.
Well, unfortunately, some of them do create it. They call
pick up
it crime,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you
Go
know.
pick up some cans on the street. Cash them in for a nickel a piece. That, of course, is if you have recycling in your neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, there's a guy named George A. Zimmerman, and he's a pastor. And he's 78 years old,
Oh,
but he's getting death threats. Would you believe this? Death threats were the last type of phone calls George A. Zimmerman, 78, thought he'd get after serving for 55 years as Pennsylvania's community preacher. And he never thought he'd be mistaken for the man headlining the news these days, George Zimmerman. The Sanford, Florida Watch volunteer acquitted in the 2012 fatal shooting of unarmed teen Trayvon Martin. Zimmerman, 78, retired to DeLand, Florida 16 years ago from his post in Georgetown United Methodist Church in Paradise, Pennsylvania. He says his time in Florida has been relatively peaceful and uneventful until the phone calls started trickling in. According to Zimmerman, he started receiving phone calls immediately after Zimmerman with one N. With one N. A 29 shot the teenager. In the beginning, I received 4 or 5 calls. Zimmerman says, I'd say, hey, you got the wrong number. I don't live in Sanford. And then it stopped until the first night of the trial. On June 25th, Zimmerman was awakened to 2 calls in the middle of the night from protesters. Although he says they were tame in comparison to the one he received on July 14th, a day after the verdict was reached. Hey, and an explicit probably, hey, you fuck. Maybe something like that. You're the one who killed Trayvon Martin. When you effing got out, you're dead. The caller sent a message left on the answering machine. Wherever you go, you're dead. Wherever you're trying to hide, you're dead. Watch your effing move. You think you're free or not? You better get ready to dig. By the way, this is a good script for any of you that like to do this kind of crap. 6 foot hole. Because you know you're fixing to go. the caller had, according to a report by Daytona News Station. Zimmerman, who was not at home at the time of the call, recorded the message through his answering machine. He reported the incident to the Volusia County Sheriff's Office. I know they're venting their emotion, but I had no idea that my name would create such a hassle, he said. Zimmerman says a couple of calls he's received have been out-of-state numbers, but more have been from Florida. He has changed his phone number since July 14 and has not received any more intimidating phone calls. I'll leave it at that. There's more garbage to go. But, folks, you know what? Make sure if you're going to make these calls, you got the right number.
Is it the person who? Is it?
Just don't do it.
Well, just don't do it. Is it because if the guy who actually did it quit, you think? I mean, come on. After he's got to quit, do you actually think he's going to have his phone number?
Yeah.
In the phone book, keep it in there after that? No,
you're not going to get him. No. You're not going to get him, and the only way you're going to find him is go crash your car and let him come and help you.
Yes, and be sure.
Then he'll show up.
And be sure you're not wearing
like
a hoodie.
Superman.
Yes. I'm here to save the community.
Or Spider-Man. He'll just show up out of nowhere.
Zimmerman.
That's how you get him.
Here comes a Zimmerman. Look, up in the sky. It's a vigilante. It's a hero. It's Zimmerman.
Yeah. Yes, it's Zimmerman. A strange visitor from another planet who came to Earth with powers and ability far beyond those of mortal men. Zimmerman, who can change the course of mighty rivers, bend steel with a bare hand,
and change the judicial system with one mighty verdict.
Exactly. That verdict was like a bullet that missed.
Yeah,
and scratching his back like a bear this morning. Anyway,
he went on cat spray.
What the hell? Anyway, by the way, he was disguised as Clark Kent. I'm a reporter from state metropolitan newspaper. Fighting ever-ending battle for truth, justice, and the Florida way. Not America. I don't think that law is American. I think Florida is his own country.
Yes.
They act like Russians. Always mad.
Yeah.
Always pissed off. Maybe too much vodka.
Yeah, I don't know. Something must be in the water in Florida. I mean, dang, you got the thing over the Zimmerman trial. Then you had the hanging Chads in the 2000 presidential election. You had this one guy, Aaron Hernandez, who used to play for Florida Gators and stuff. He's been arrested and stuff. And then you got another
Tebow. They can't even hire him because he doesn't know how to play their football. He plays some other football that who the hell knows.
And you got another Florida Gator football player. Like, geez, keep it up. I hope it spreads through so we can be able to beat you again. My Georgia Bulldogs be able to beat you again.
Yeah,
this year.
And they screwed up the elections during the Bush first term.
I just said that. Matter of fact.
Yeah, they really.
And you got that one football player, the Florida Gator player, who got arrested for barking at a police dog. I don't know too many players that speak dog, but I'm just saying.
I'm not going to Florida ever again. Oh, don't forget, you got what's his name? Stevie Wonder boycotting it,
and other artists as well.
Yeah,
that's true. Oh, Ted Bundy was a Florida resident too.
Oh, is that right? That's why he used to scratch his nuts all the time, right?
No, that's
no, I'm sorry. He used to cut off the nuts. Sorry, I forgot about that.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, speaking of striking up the band, music band, Baldwin High welcomes rookie band members. Hey, a segue is a segue. Sue me.
Why not? We make them up.
Yes, Dangerous 2013. That's the theme of Baldwin High School's halftime show for the marching band. While football players are taking a break, the marching pride will shine on the field. This week, this band's director, Ryan Merle, is hosting a rookie camp for rising freshmen who want to be part of the 200-member band. Says practice happens rain or shine to make sure that the Michael Jackson theme show will make spectators want more. But Merle says because of the size of the band, funding can be difficult. Says with necessities like transportation, food, and uniforms, every little bit helps. To help donate to the Baldwin High School Marching Pride, call Director Ryan Merle at 478-453-8255. 6429, extension 308. The show is in the works and will feature the King of Pop's hit like Beat It, Bad, and Smooth Criminal. Parents can catch a sneak peek of the halftime show next Tuesday at 8 p.m.
Wow. You know, I have some other news, but until Ed is able to get the video up, I'm not going to talk about it, but it's very interesting, weird news. By the way, did you hear about the deadly impact on that subway? It killed 77 people. And they're saying that it splits apart in Spain.
Oh.
It seems like everything that people thought was safe to travel on, like trains and planes, believe it or not. How many crashes happen in a day? There's more crashes in a car and so on and so on.
What video?
Oh, I'll show you later. It's on the Huffington Post Weird News. A woman draws a penis by mistake on the. It's hysterical. It's about 2 seconds. She was on the news doing traffic, and somehow she just wound up drawing one. Anyway, the train races interview, and in the space of a heartbeat, the cars derail and crash into a wall of concrete.
Whoa.
Flipping onto their sides and skidding along the track with terrifying speed and force.
Which one is that?
Security, that's in CNN. About the train that crashed, the big train, 77 dead.
It just crashed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got a video on that one.
Oh,
Okay.
alright. You got video? It's on CNN. Anyway, security footage shows the horror of the moment, and express train derailed as it hurtled around a curve in the northwestern Spain on Wednesday, killing at least 77 people and injuring more than 100. Flames burst out of one car and another car and was snapped in half by the crash. Rescue crews, fellow passengers pulled bodies through broken windows and pried open doors as stunned survivors looked on. At least 73 people died and 4 others died while hospitalized. The spokesman for the region Supreme Court said, in Spain, judges typically record deaths that take place outside of hospitals. Judicial teams are still at the crash site and expect to find more bodies. And here's the video.
We have a railroad safety consultant on the line now. Gary Wolf is actually on his way to another train accident in the US state of Kansas. He's an expert on derailment investigations. Gary, thanks very much for joining us. The government very quick to point out this looks like has the appearance of an accident. There is no hint of any terrorist activity in this. I don't know whether you've managed to see any of the pictures we've been showing so far, but the train did derail on a bend about 3 kilometres or so from the station. Just as investigators arrive and start looking, what are they going to be looking for? What sort of causes are they going to be investigating?
Sure. Any time that you derail near a curve or a bend in the track, you'll first want to look at speed as a possible issue. Trains are regulated to a precise speed on various curves, depending on the severity of the curve. And so if there was some sort of either control system failure or operator failure to control the train speed properly, that could be an issue that they'll want to look at. And of course, modern trains all have black box recorders on them that very precisely, second by second, record things such as speed and braking settings and amperages and throttle settings on the train itself. So the first level of inquiry would be into the human factor sector. What was the train operator doing? What were the speeds? How were they being controlled? Was there any sort of braking failure on the train? The second level of inquiry would concern the infrastructure itself. In a curve in the track or a bend, you always have higher lateral forces that tend to push the train to the outside. And so the track structure must be well maintained. The curve balances or elevations must be correct. And there should be no geometry fluctuations in the level of the track. And then the third level of inquiry in such an investigation would be the equipment itself, such as the rolling stock, the wheels, the bearings of the train, possible wheel failure. The big German derailment about 8 or 10 years ago, high-speed derailment in Germany was due to a wheel failure. So you'd want to look at the wheels, the axles, the bogies or suspension systems under the rolling stock itself. So those are your three main levels of inquiry. And then a fourth sort of ancillary area that you'd want to look at is environmental factors. Heavy rains, winds, even earthquakes have been known to damage tracks and then to set a train off. So you can't rule out, let's say, acts of God type of things. But those are the three, and the fourth major thing you would look at.
All right, we're getting reports that all 13 carriages on this train came off. Does that tell you anything?
Well, it tells me it was probably fairly high speed when it happened. In a case where cars go over a curve due to excessive speed, often all the cars derail. I have not seen pictures of this derailment yet, but if they all sort of laid over on their side, it could possibly be an indication of an overspeed situation. But when 13 carriages derail, it certainly does indicate a higher speed than a lower speed type derailment.
Wow. There you go. And you know what's this really concerning about this is that it seems to be happening almost weekly. Every time you hear another train crash, we had the train that blew up the town. Mm-hmm. We had the other one before that that were derailed as well. We have this one here. Yeah. Not too long ago, we had the one that ran over all those veterans while they were on a parade. I mean, it's like every day. And then not only that, now we're dealing with planes too.
Yeah.
Like I said, planes, trains, and automobiles. Everywhere you look, everywhere you turn, there's another accident with another plane or another train. And every day is automobiles. I mean, that's always been.
When the accidents start to add, when you start hearing about rickshaws, you really need to be worried.
Yeah.
Michelle said that there was a train wreck just yesterday in Tampa.
Did you see that? I'm telling you, it's just there's something going on. I know. We're going to talk about the cruise ships.
Yeah.
The cruise ships is another one. Now we have an issue with food
and boats. Yeah.
And Ed's got that. We're going to show you that. It's pretty disgusting.
The food. I mean, yesterday we talked about the school principal at this in this little city in India was arrested. Because
she was poisoning food. This time we're talking about a cruise ship trying to hide from inspectors spoiled food or food that wasn't properly refrigerated. So guess where they stuck it? In freaking cabins.
Oh,
some of the workers. And meanwhile, they got all this rotting food inside the workers' cabins. Ed's going to show that. We got pictures of that. Yeah. You talk about, I will never, ever go on a cruise ship. I wanted to. But you know what? I bet you if I go on, a freaking thing will sink like the Titanic. That's all I need.
Yeah, I see what you mean. But
with rotting food.
But speaking of transportation, mass transportation, I was thinking about, that former Mayor C. Jack Ellis was talking about, trying to get the rail system underway so that people from Middle Georgia would be connected with the rest of the state along with Atlanta. He's been
talking about that since he was mayor, no?
Well, yeah, but a lot of people didn't want that to happen. I don't know why, because they want to live in that bubble fantasy of being, being the 21st century.
It's all about power.
Mayberry.
They don't want nobody to touch their powers.
Whatever power that they have, I don't know, making people broke.
It's just like slave owners, in the old days. They lived on big farms and big plantations, and don't come on my land, don't tread on me.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But Seafood had an interesting point.
Sea Cruise Line
he had a very, very interesting point. It says, this is why I wonder about the high-speed railroad in Georgia they're trying to build. It says, the current state government will not provide enough regulation and monitoring of the system. He says, don't get me wrong, I want more rail in the state. I just don't trust the current government to keep it safe. He says, Florida regulators are less vigilant than ours. It's like, if you consider how many trains run in this world, this is pretty small.
Well, here's the other thing. They can't put in a rail system in those old train tracks. I mean, I think it's stupid. I think Georgia especially has plenty of land set aside that they could do like they did in New York over the Van Wyck Expressway. They can build kind of a second tier, almost like a highway, where they build them up on these, what they call these T-stilts. They go straight up and then they run the rail up on top. And it costs $1 billion in New York. I think we could do it for a little less since labor costs and you have unions in New York.
Yeah.
We don't have unions.
Not that
there.
many unions there.
So I think we could build it for about half that. About $500,000 maybe.
Well,
at least
billion
from
and
here to
500
Atlanta.
million.
Yeah, we're not talking about the other places.
Yeah, but Savannah to Macon to Atlanta, that'd be a lot. Yeah, they could make it statewide. You know.
Right, but I think Savannah's got to dish out some dough. I mean, Macon's not going to be the only one doing
well,
this shit.
of course, because Savannah is a much bigger city than Macon,
Right.
and it's a port city,
Right.
because it's to the water.
So if Savannah blew in, let's say $500,000, right?
Well, you
Or
said
500
half.
million.
You said
It's
half
$1 billion.
Yeah.
So then let them foot half the bill. Macon will put half the bill, and let Atlanta put or a third even.
A third. Yeah.
A third, and then just do it there. Augusta and all these other hobos, Augusta and Columbus, let them put up something.
Hobos.
We can't take it all. By the way, we're gonna show the ship.
It'll be a little bit.
We're gonna show the shit on the ship
It'll be a little bit.
that
Yeah,
they
yeah.
Don't have it yet.
don't have it. Okay,
It'll be ready soon.
that's all right. They do that on TV all the time.
Well, of course.
You just asked, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, of course, in other news, the deadline to run for to file in for mayor was the deadline was yesterday at noon yesterday, and the qualifying ended yesterday for the Macon Bibb consolidated elections. 25 people will be on the ballot for the 9 commission seats, and there are 7 people that will be running for mayor. As we know, is going to be Joe Allen, Charlie Bishop, C. Jack Ellis, Robert Rickard, Sam Hart, David Cousineau, and a write-in candidate, Anthony Harris,
Former
co-host of
the Morning Roast. And now, let me just say this. I'm serious. Right now, the way it's looking, okay, Anthony's got an okay shot at this because people are really pissed off at Sam Hart, especially women. They're having a hard time, especially those that love animals, animal lovers. They don't really trust Joe Allen. David Cousineau, forget about. They think somewhat he's a bit wacko. It's still going to be Rickett, Ellis, and Charlie Bishop. They think he's too religious. With a name like Bishop, it's a dead giveaway. And who are we left with then? We're left with Ellis and Rickett, and
who people really don't want to, and
a lot of people don't want Rickett, but a lot of people do. He's got a lot of money, and of course Anthony. So really, the race is like 3, I would say, in my opinion, 3 people. So we'll see what happens. But you never know. It's going to be a big surprise, though, for a lot of people. It's a lot of votes are split up.
Hart and Rickard for a runoff? Yeah, that could be.
It could be.
Yeah.
Rickett had a runoff the last
I
time.
think Ellis has got a chance.
See, but I don't think it's going to be Hart because Hart is Sam Hart. He kisses a lot of butt on Rickett. So if nothing else, if Sam Hart does run into a runoff, I think Sam Hart will probably concede. I mean, at this point, he likes Rickett. They're like kissing cousins. There's a white and a black version of Rickett.
Yeah. Like salt and pepper.
Yeah, these guys are all Democrats, Rocco.
Well, except for Charlie Bishop, he's the only Republican.
Right, but and so's Rickett. He's just a turncoat. The only way he knew he could win was to become a Democrat.
So he, instead of a rhino, he's a dino. Democrat and by name only.
Republican. He's a closet Republican who turned to Democrat because he knew he didn't have a chance in hell to make it in Macon, Georgia, if he was a Republican. That's why Bishops is not going to make it. If he does, God save the Queen. Anyway. Anyway, Charlie Bishop.
He's the only one that's the Republican. He's the one Republican guy.
Anyway,
but speaking of God Save the Queen, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, that is Prince William and Princess Kate, have now named their firstborn son, their bundle of joy, yesterday afternoon, last evening. The name of this young child is George Alexander Lewis, or George Alexander Louis, if you ever want to know. George is basically named after George VI. Basically,
that was my dog's name.
Queen Elizabeth's father, who was mortally portrayed in the movie The King's Speech, who had the king who had the stuttering problem. He was named after his great grandfather.
And Alexander after Alexander the Great.
Yes.
And Louis after some French guy.
Louis, well, not Louis XIV, but a great ambassador of Britain.
Well.
Louis van Martin van something.
Yeah,
I forgot.
Well, what's weird is that.
But Ed, you can put a picture, show the picture of the kid.
Yeah, we got a beautiful photo shot because all you saw when the kid was brought out by his parents,
you just saw his little
hands and a little bit of his forehead. We have a great shot of him straight on that I think you guys are going to agree that he has a resemblance to his grandfather.
Yes, to his grandfather, definitely.
You know, he says the mother, but no, he's more like the grandfather.
Yes, Ed, if you please could show that beautiful photo.
Yeah, Ed's going to bring that up, but anyway.
Let's see, it's 8:45, 8:40, excuse me, going on 8:46 right now in Macon, Georgia.
Yeah.
It's 73 degrees and sunny. Oh,
by the way, do you know what the three letters spell out?
There he is.
There's a kid. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yes, there it is. There he is.
How cute.
You gotta hold on to him. He's gonna fly away. Little gush of wind.
Yes, definitely.
Gonna go flying like a B-2 bomber.
Like a B-2 bomber.
Or B-52, whatever. I'm freaking believable.
Wow.
I'm freaking unbelievable.
I'm freaking
What's his name? What's his name? The Winston Churchill could have used those ears as a some kind of a weapon.
You could use ears like that. You might hear better.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's weird is remember when people were saying, some people wanted a girl. Mm-hmm. Some people were saying, oh, if it's a girl and all that. Well, the weird thing about it is that, I think I'm thinking of Louis Bastille, although I don't,
I'm trying to remember the name. Is Louis? Is not Bastille? It's another person.
Yeah. No, Louis the Loser. How's that? By the way, they wanted a girl. They wanted
Louis Mountbatten. That's
it.
Louis Mountbatten. Charles, Prince Charles' beloved great uncle, who was killed when an Irish Republican Army bomb blew up his boat back in 1979.
Exactly.
Yes,
good morning, Wildcat.
Louis Mountbatten. That's what it is.
And good morning, Donnie Kirk. By the way, it's funny how they wanted a girl, or some people were saying, some people in the royal watchers that they stand around doing nothing but watching these people all freaking day. Mm-hmm. So it happens that if you took the letters of his name, George Alexander Louis, he spells gal.
Yeah. Well, maybe
What do you think? There's a subliminal message, like we didn't have a girl, but we have a kid with the inclination.
Gal. Well, hey, maybe they're a fan of Boy George.
Never know. Maybe you grow up to be gay.
Yeah, get better.
Yeah.
Work on your timing, Mac.
All right. Well, let me see. Rocco says, "Long bound, had a great big prick." Okay. Well, how do you know, Rocco?
You've been to England?
Okay, I don't think British call women gals. Well, Americans do. And Americans are more infatuated with this nonsense than even the Brits are.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about Americans, so they like to brown nose the British all the time.
Well, see, we don't have a royalty, so the next thing
Yeah,
we
right.
have are like basically celebrities.
What the hell? I mean, what's so big deal? Not, you know, you got so many Americans bitching and moaning about welfare. Meanwhile, these people live off of welfare. That's how they live. You talk about a socialist country. I wish Saibuki was here. He'd agree with me.
Oh, how you doing, Yurik? I'm glad you saw the movie 42. He saw the movie 42. It was great.
Yeah.
I'm glad you like it. As you know, the movie 42 was filmed. Parts of it was filmed here in Macon last year, a year ago.
Yeah.
About a year ago this month, and as well as it just came out on DVD and Blu-ray last week. So those who it came out actually the same day as the All-Star game. Who would have thunk it?
Yeah.
So definitely check it out, and hopefully you'll be able to see
Be inspired.
be inspired, and hopefully you'll be able to see me in the film. I still only saw like a briefing part of it. Hopefully I made on the maybe deleted scenes, I guess. You know.
Well, let's see. You didn't have any speaking parts, but he goes like this, and then they cut him off.
Yeah.
But let me see. 42. Great movie. We had a great time when they were filming it here. Macon was really buzzing at that time. People were excited. They spent a lot of money and didn't even use the footage. I love it. There we go. That was quick.
Yes.
That was quick.
Am I good?
See,
Oh,
you
what?
that is good.
I can make some money out of
Very
this.
good.
Right.
Very. You're so good. You're so good, Ed. It scares me.
Yeah.
It's
I got something for you.
I love it. You gotta
Oh,
Come on,
leave
it
that
doesn't
up.
involve Justin Bieber.
Okay.
Anyway, oh Lord, let me see. All right,
Ugh.
we had
I'm gonna have nightmares.
freaking believable.
Well,
Anyway, those trains are derailing, and we got planes crashing. We got all sorts of stuff going on.
I got some really crazy stuff
All right,
going on.
bring it on, baby. We gotta come up with something.
West Coast hip hop producer and MC rapper back in the day, when he was known as DJ Quick, aka David Martin Blake, has a 21-year-old daughter named Daviana Marlena Blake, who has been charged with first-degree murder
Whoa.
in the death of her 2-year-old son.
Wow.
Says Blake and her boyfriend, 24-year-old Darnell Moses Alvarez, were arrested by Phoenix police after Blake's boyfriend allegedly severely beat their son for wetting their bed. An autopsy report showed that the child suffered from a lacerated liver, severe internal bleeding, and multiple bruising throughout his body, inconsistent with being struck with a belt only. To echo what Anthony used to say, it's just bad parenting, man.
People can't handle. They want to get rid of their kids, like
They want to get them out of childhood as soon as possible. Like, look,
Yeah.
people have their own time, but when they're able to be potty trained, and like he's just 2 years old. Just 2 years old. I mean, it's not like he's gonna, he's not gonna be.
They have a baby and go, oh, why did I do this? All right, let's get rid of it.
It's not a pizza.
I'm not in the mood.
It's not a chia pet. It's a child. I'm just saying, it's not gonna be spot on. Know how to be potty trained.
Well,
Just
that's
like
what
that.
happened. You know who caused all these problems? McDonald's with their fast food idea. Now everybody's into fast everything.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it.
Because they're eating stuff they want.
Yeah.
people to- Hey, you're 8 months old. How come you're not walking it? Come on.
Why aren't you going to school already?
'Cause
Why can't you feed yourself?
I don't have any teeth. Let me grow some teeth first. Sheesh.
Oh my Lord. I'm serious. I mean, these parents are nuts. They shouldn't be parents.
It's not a chia pet. I mean, come on. You got to give her some time. You got to give time for the. child to develop. My goodness.
I don't know. And it's not like clothes or a fad or a doll that you get. You know, our kids, they buy dolls, and then next thing you know, they throw them on the side. They wind up at the bottom of their trunk. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Not only is it ridiculous, I mean, it brings up, you know, if these kids ever grow up, if they ever live to grow up,
Yes.
they're going to be damaged goods.
Yeah,
They're going to be mentally unstable. So what's happening is that this whole generation is creating two extremes. One extreme is that they're a little bit not as racial as we were, especially in my age. Being 50 and over, I think my generation was extremely racist. But then I look at, let's say, my nephews who are younger, and they're not as racist. But then there's the other extreme. They're more diabolical in the way they think because of all these video games. They like guns. They like to see blood. They're into all these zombie movies and all these horror movies.
Well, what do you expect?
I mean, come on. That shit wasn't that prevalent when I was growing up.
If it bleeds, it leads. That's the mantra of the news, man. If it bleeds, it leads. I mean, and not even before video games. I mean, my goodness.
Yeah.
How about all the cop shows that has been cropped over the last 15, 20 years?
20 years. Yeah.
I mean, even CSI. My goodness, they show like people's head getting split open and junk. You know, take the autopsy and, you know, get the jaws alive and crack open the rib cage and see what part of the spleen.
Well, look at Sopranos. It's a great example how everybody mourned over. Okay, James Gandolfini was a great actor. Mourn over him, but they weren't mourning over him. They were mourning over his character. Yeah. Oh, he's dead. He was so great. The guy was a mafia guy with mental illness who killed people. But people glorify that kind of crap.
Yeah,
it's freaking unbelievable.
That's why a lot of people that's why a lot of Europeans think that Americans are straight loony because, you know, we're violence crazy. Americans think that,
we are,
and Americans think Europeans are crazy because they're not as puritanical as we are, and they have no problem showing sex on TV, frontal nudity on TV. You know, I mean, it's kind of messed up when you think about it. Like they think Europeans think Americans are crazy because we show a whole lot of violence. Americans think Europeans are crazy because we show a lot of nudity. I mean, if you had to choose between, you know, seeing a drive-by shooting or watching a lap dance, I don't think
they do lap dance in England. But let me just say this: Manny says in our days, we settled disputes going out to a big tree and mixing it up. Nowadays, 9-year-olds are packing heat and will blow your head off for a cigarette. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not kidding. Or they'll kill you for your sneakers. And meanwhile, they're like, they're fake. They're not even the real one. They think they're real, but they can't even tell like the fake ones from the real one.
It's true.
And by the way, you know, this country, this place is so insane that even right now we have something going on in New York City, my old hometown.
Yes.
Where the guy that's running for mayor is a freaking pervert, and his wife is standing there like, I stand by my husband. Don't worry about it, lady. Your husband's standing over there alone. His ding-dong is standing for you.
Yeah.
He doesn't need you to stand for him. And what's happening is that, unlike Hillary Clinton,
You trying to make me lose our lunch?
Damn.
Jeez.
Unlike Hillary Clinton, where when she went up and, you know, during the president's indiscretion, you know, getting his what do you call it, Derek? What would you call it? Be clean about it. Getting his
getting a mic check.
Yeah, or getting his knob polished.
Yeah, getting it
by Monica Lewinsky's tongue. Well,
not just her tongue, tongue, lips, mouth. You know.
Anyway, and she stood by him, and everyone was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." You know, she's a good woman. You know, who was it? Tammy Wynette, Stand By Your Man, right? All that.
Yeah.
this is getting to be now that I think, believe me, that his wife, Miss whatever her name is, Huma Abedin, is standing by a man, even though he resigned from Congress for texting or sexting, and then a year later he was still doing it. And now she's standing by him. Now women are getting pissed. Mm-hmm. And as a matter of fact, I agree with them, because what she's doing is, and what really she's doing, number one, she's a politician, or she works behind the scenes as a politician. Mm-hmm. She's a politician's right hand, which she worked for Hillary, right?
Right.
She's trying to make herself look like the endearing wife. Mm-hmm. Oh, I love my husband. Your husband's a sicko. You should get the hell out of that relationship. Mm-hmm. It's just like a wife abuser. He's a wife abuser. And he's going to continue to do it. And there's no freaking way. I mean, the guy was already born with a bad name like Wiener. He probably was thinking about his wiener since he's been a little kid. He's been obsessed with that Wiener name. He needs to change his name to like...
What, Weiner?
No. No, he'll find a segue to Wiener with that.
Yeah.
He needs to change his name to Muhammad. How's that? Something
I was going to at least say Frank,
something that'll turn you off.
I was going to at least say Frankfurter, but still,
no.
You know.
What I'm saying is, he's got to change his name, and
Hassenpfeffer.
And she's got to get away from him, because now she's playing this. I'm Miss, wife that's going to stick by my husband. You're not looking that way anymore, lady. Now you're looking stupid. And you're, we're not going to enable you by feeling sorry for you and building you up and throwing you on our shoulder and saying, wow, yeah, what a great wife. No, what a stupid ass you are for not getting out of that relationship. Just like Elliot Spitzer's wife did, McGreevy's wife did, all these people. They realize this guy needs to be alone. And then they say, and they throw in, well, I want to help the kids. You ever heard of child abuse? That's what's going to happen. This kid's going to be abused later on, because everybody's going to know that his father has a big wanker and goes all over. And his wanker is more famous than his big freaking beat nose.
That's just his name. That's his name. That doesn't have anything to do with his size. It wouldn't.
No, believe me. All I'm saying is, I think he needs to go. He's already disgracing the New York race. We don't need a guy named Wiener running New York. The guy's got a gigantic beak nose. Would you believe everybody notices his wiener before they notice that freaking nose of his? I mean, that's how ridiculous this is.
I mean, a lot of people think that it may be that, his size, it may be that tremendous because of his nose, because it's supposed to be like, a visible imitation, or at least a resemblance of that.
Yeah.
Because like you got a big nose, you got, big thing, same thing like if you got big feet.
They have pictures of his wanker, and everybody was making fun.
If they were making fun of it, it probably wasn't big at all.
I would care to argue that. I mean, the guy, whatever. Everybody, they even weren't showing it in some areas. And I know Anderson Cooper was having a great time with that story.
Yeah, but the thing is, if it's that big, that's probably why his wife is staying with him. That's probably why. I'm just saying.
Well, you never. But good morning, ATT. By the way, David Duke, I bet he breaks his nose when he walks into the door with an erection. Mm-hmm. You never know. He'll break his erection before he breaks his nose. But anyway, this guy needs to go. And it's almost like disgusting what's happening with his wife. That she's just enabling him and trying to make him look good, and the stand by your man bullshit is going on. No, don't stand by your man. You get the hell away from him. He's going to continue to do this no matter what. The guy's a wacko sicko. I mean, he lied to the press for almost 3 months. Then he lied to the press once again because he didn't say anything. Mm-hmm. And the only reason why he said something now was because a reporter exposed it. This guy's a deceitful, miserable, perverted creep that you need to get away from. Period. You shouldn't even allow your kid to be near this guy, because these guys, when they're this oversexed and all that, they may be able to,
I don't know if he's oversexed.
Sexually abuse a kid. That's all you need. That's all you need, Miss Wiener. That's all you need. And it says, isn't it time to call the spectacle of a suffering political wife standing by a man in the media glare, and he admits to his latest sexual offense against her? What is it? What it really is spousal abuse? Huma Abedin has the right to make any decision she wants about her life, just as a victim of domestic abuse has the right to return for more. But we don't have to stand by. We don't have to stand by and silently accept it.
Yes.
We're going to come back with more of this. We're going to pick this up. We're going to pick this horse and run with it.
Yes,
we're going to pick it up until we beat it dead.
Yeah, hopefully not to death, but...
Well,
but it is 9:04 a.m.
Beating it.
9:04 a.m. It's 73 degrees. So far, it's still sunny in Macon with a high of 92 and low of 71. Don't touch that remote or mouse. We'll be right back.
Yep.
And there you have it.
You know, we got cruise ships now either tipping over, stopping in the middle of the ocean,
right?
With no AC, where people have to puke and crap all in the hallways. You have people dying, getting thrown off or missing.
Yes.
And now you have even the food.
Rotting food now.
Rotting food. Now, look, this has probably been going on for years, folks. You're paying on some of these cruises, you're paying like $600 one way. It's usually about $1,200 for a cheap, nice, cheap cruise.
Yeah.
And you think about it, okay? That's a lot of money to spend. That's like going to a regular hotel and spending $1,000 a week.
Yeah.
On a hotel. Don't you think that you deserve a little bit more than what you're getting? I worked in the top hotels in New York. So help me God. I worked at the Waldorf Astoria, the New York Hilton, the Omni Park Central, where Jackie Gleason did his show. I used to actually sleep in his suite. I could do that. I was the director of housekeeping. The Crowne Plaza, all the top hotels, the Warwick, the Essex House. And do you know that every single one of these hotels have a problem with storing food? It was always a problem. It was always an issue. I always had an issue. I was in housekeeping, so I had to make sure that all their carts and all that food, all that leftover food, was discarded properly. Do you know that there were instances where the guests would stay there, order food, not eat it all? You know what they do? They take that food and send it somewhere else. This is the kind of stuff that gets, the delusions of grandeur. That's perfect, Nikhil. People think because you're paying a lot of money that you're getting a lot of service. No, folks. That is not true. You know who dispelled that notion, or who tried to dispel it and got a lot of flack from the hotel industry for it?
Who was it?
Not Rubin, the other guy, Ian Schrager. Okay. He was the owner of Studio 54, very famous. His friend Rubin died, but Ian Schrager, was my boss. And that guy used to, he dispelled all the rumors when it came to bad service, although his hotels did have bad service. But he said, I'd rather give a 6 cents pencil than a 35-cent pen. He cut back on everything, but yet he still provided good service in some of his hotels. Of course, the one that I had was like the black sheep of the whole, the Empire Hotel, right on 60 in front of Lincoln Center. That hotel, that's the hotel I worked in during 9/11.
Right, right.
And we had problems with towels. We never had towels. We never had enough of anything. But all the other hotels he put on, the Houston, and he had other hotels, he did a great job, but he did it cheaply. He didn't give them the grandeur illusion. He said, you stay in my hotel, you pay $125 a night, you're going to get a nice breakfast, you're going to get a nice lunch, and you have to pay for dinner.
Okay.
But he wouldn't over-accessorize people.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you have those standards of over-grandizing something, something's going to fall through the cracks. Like giving chocolate on a pillow. What if the room doesn't have AC and that freaking thing melts? And what about bed bugs? And what about all these other issues that the hotels really ignored for years? Well, now it's coming to be exposed on the high seas. Yeah. I saw CNN, so many cars or hotels are starting to get bed bugs. Is anywhere safe now? No. You're better off renting a trailer and go and sleep on the street somewhere. You probably get better service. Give yourself the service. Why pay all this money if you know you're not going to get? You know, hotels are like bathrooms. You know, people go in, do their thing, and then they leave, and then the maid or whoever comes in and does a okay job.
Right.
But one of the things that I was really obsessed about was the standard when it came to the bathroom. The bathroom was always pubic hair found, you know, under the toilet seat. They never bent over. Half of these women were too overweight to bend over. Mm-hmm. Or they say, oh, my back. And then, of course, the men that work there, the housemen, they're the laziest F-offs that you ever met. The women are the ones that really do the work. The men don't do crap in those hotels. They don't do nothing. Walk around pretending that they're working. Give a woman a towel and wow, I'm done for the day. They don't even change toilet paper. So, I don't know. Yeah, and the glasses, they don't wash the glasses with the same rag. Absolutely. And I saw that, and I went off on one of the maids with that. You know what? They come back to me, the union tries to come back to me and say I was giving her a hard time. I said, I'm giving her a hard time. She's wiping the freaking glasses after somebody drank out of them with a towel. With a washcloth. Mm-hmm. This is the way they work. You know, if you're going to go to a hotel, review that hotel. And the person that you want to see is that front desk person. I always say the problems start at the counter. If that front desk person looks too busy, and they're like, hi, they keep ignoring you, that hotel is a problem. That person has to be all on you. How are you, sir? Good morning. If they have that standard, you probably have a better chance of getting you have a good hotel. If not, I'm telling you, folks, you're going to wind up with big lumps on you, and it's not going to be from mosquitoes. It'll be from bed bugs.
Yeah.
You're going to go home and then wind up with one of those spots that start to form on your head when you got some kind of an infection. Terrible.
Definitely.
And these ships, they ought to do what King George did to the ships of France. He blew them up because he knew that. And actually, it was Winston Churchill. He had those ships blown up. You know why? Because they were going to be used by the Nazis.
Yeah.
So he said, yeah, the French are stupid and they're being taken over. Let's blow up these ships. They ought to blow up these ships. Get them off. Go on a little schooner or let people buy yachts. Why do they have these big boats with so many people?
Be like a Greyhound on water.
Floating hotel. Yeah, Greyhound. Greyhound, you better be better off. You have a clean seat in a Greyhound bus. Right after it leaves Macon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Get 7 dust and mix it with food, and they'll eat it, and it will done. Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Michelle.
Definitely.
It can get hot inside the car. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just a. Yeah, it makes me don't want to get on a cruise ship. I've been,
can't go anywhere.
My parents
dude.
went on a cruise ship, and so did my sister. Back then, of course, I was working at a TV station at the time. I couldn't afford it, but looks like now, after the way things going on, I definitely don't want to get on a cruise ship now. It seems to be a madhouse.
Oh, you were talking about ants? You're right. Okay.
Well, speaking of madhouses,
I'm sure there's ants on that ship too.
oh yeah, definitely ants. Oh, AUNTS, ants.
Oh,
okay. Not ants as the bugs,
Oh.
but
Ants in your car, I see. Ants in your pants.
and make me want to dance. Hey!
Okay, go ahead. We got a mental breakdown. Amanda Bynes. Go figure. Like we
Yes.
didn't figure that out a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're affirming it.
Says, as Amanda Bynes undergoes mental evaluation in a California hospital, new information is emerging on the troubled star's psychological state after she sparked a small blaze in the driveway of Thousand Oaks, California residence, accidentally setting herself on fire in the process.
Ugh.
Bynes, who is 27 years old, was placed on a 72-hour involuntary psychiatric hold, dubbed a 5150-5150.
Yeah, involuntary.
Yeah, under a section of the California Welfare and Institutions Code on Monday night earlier this week, when the fire department and the police were called to the scene where the actress, armed with a can of gasoline, lit a fire in the driveway of an elderly woman's home. In an interview with the Hollywood Reporter with Sergeant Eric Bushow of the Ventura County Sheriff's Department, he said that Bynes was transferred to a hospital after officers determined she met the criteria of a 5150, meaning that individuals make statements that they either a danger to themselves or to others or gravely disabled. Bushow, ruling out arson, added that this was, quote-unquote, not a deliberate attempt to set a house on fire. There was no damage to the home, which belongs to 73-year-old Bonnie Brayton, who has no association or relationship with Bynes. Says yesterday, nearly 48 hours into Bynes' hospitalization, a batch of fresh developments have surfaced to shed further insight into her latest public display of bizarre behavior, which basically they said that she caught on fire accidentally.
Yeah, right.
Andrew, the Thousand Oaks resident Andrew Liverpool called 911 after spotting the actress lying down here on her pant leg on fire, and there's a gas can right there and it's trailing fire. As he and others rushed for help, Bynes fled and tried to hail a taxi the next block over. Liverpool advised the cabbie not to pick her up. Bynes alleged that her dog had been burned, and she hustled to a nearby liquor store to rinse off her gasoline-drenched Pomeranian, supposedly. But there will be more updates on this story, I guess, as the days goes by.
Well,
There you go, Irv.
Amanda Bynes.
Familiar?
Yeah, here we go. What do we got?
The picture.
That looks like my van.
It is his van? Is it his van?
Is that my van?
Yeah. That was taken like.
Oh my
3
God!
years
Look
ago.
at that. Oh yeah, this was
Look at
at
here you have.
this was at Ed's house. Wow. Yeah, that's when I had hair. And just by putting on the show, I lost most of it.
Well, it's because you were hanging out with Anthony.
Exactly.
Pulling your hair
Made me
out.
pull my hair out. By the way, no, seriously, what the hell were we talking? Amanda Bynes.
Yeah.
Who didn't know that girl had mental trouble? An involuntary psych ward, whatever, she's admitted.
Yeah.
Involuntary admission. I mean, she didn't want to go.
Yeah.
That means that she was almost forced to go,
Yes.
basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and so, yeah, she needs some mental evaluation. I think that kid, from when she was young even, she was very vivacious and out there, and it's cute for a kid. You know, when you see a kid all vibrant and vivacious and out there, and I think Honey Boo Boo is a perfect case in point. If that girl doesn't watch it, she's going to be a real nutcase when she gets older. But I think because she's very close to her mother, and her mother is very loving and, you know, whatever. I think she has a better chance than Amanda Bynes. But
Yeah.
what the hell?
There.
Look at that! Look at that! You know, you gotta have to save that one, Ed. You gotta save that one when he's yawning. That's a great make a great video. Man.
Yeah.
But Amanda Bynes is in a big bind.
Oh yes. Very big bind.
She's broke. They say nobody's gonna hire her because they're afraid that
She'll freak out.
she'll freak out or something on
Boogie,
something.
boogie, 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 boogie. You
Yeah.
know, that's
No. Or she may grab a bong and start smoking right there. They already have enough with Charlie Sheen. They don't need a female version of a Charlie Sheen now.
Definitely.
At least
Winning.
Charlie Sheen
Still winning. Duh. Anyway.
But at least Charlie Sheen has history. I mean, he was, you know, funny actor and serious actor and whatever.
Yeah, he was an Oscar-winning film. He was in Platoon.
Yeah.
I mean,
Who the hell's Amanda Bynes? She was on some Nickelodeon show, whatever, Mickey
All
Mouse
that.
Club.
she was on all that. It was
Yeah, she was on all that.
Nickelodeon. We're
Wasn't
like
all
Disney,
that.
but with an edge.
That's past my time.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yes.
You're right, ATT. So many child stars end up crazy with legal problems or dead. Remember Dana Plato? Perfect example. And what about the other kid?
Gary Coleman.
Gary
You know,
Coleman.
you know what's so ironic? I
Grow
thought
up to
Dana
be a
Plato was going to
demon.
outlive all of them. Who would have thought she would have been the first one to go? And
even the other kid was the one that first got in trouble.
Oh yeah, Todd Bridges. He got in
Yeah.
trouble with the police and drugs and stuff.
Now he's making fun of himself with Ice-T. I mean, Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, but
Well,
it's-
no, he's on that show too. It's the most dumbest criminals or something like
Yeah.
that.
yeah, but the thing is, like,
Him and Danny Bonaducci.
Yeah, Danny
From
Bonaducci's
From
in
the
that
Five
one.
Streets family.
Yeah.
Could you see them in a buddy cop movie called Dumbass PD or something like that?
See, I'm so old. I'm so old. My generation of music is playing in elevators.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
guess
what did
what?
Marsha do?
Guess what? A decade from now, my generation is going to be playing me if it's not already. I mean, my goodness, our music is already on those K-Tel record promotions right now. Like,
Could you imagine hearing explicit hip hop rap on an elevator?
Yeah. Well,
well, they have it on music. They have it on the instrumentals. So it's okay now, which is kind of weird, funny right now because I've heard I thought I heard a music version of Bust a Move.
Well, I think the
Didn't I
most
used to dance
extreme
to that
case of child nuttiness,
Yeah.
where a child grew up to be a total nutcase, was Michael Jackson. I think that was the extreme. You know.
Well, I blame. Well, truth be told, I kind of blame that on the dad because he let the ball roll right there.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, true, he did beat him and his brothers into superstars. Yeah, I know that he made them famous. But come on, man, he was the last person to make fun of him, make fun of his own son. To dang, you got a big ass nose. You know that type of stuff. Like, dude, I got that from you. I inherited it from you, jackass.
and he wasn't that bad.
I mean, if he was gonna get, he should not have been making fun of his son. I guess as a way to chastise him to keep him getting his head gassed up. But come on now, you don't make fun of your kids' noses and facial parts because guess who he got it from? He got it from you. You know.
Yeah.
If he didn't make fun of him, he would have been so self-absorbed and been thinking about his looks all the time. He never would have gotten his nose jobs, plural. He never would have gotten his nose jobs. He never would have bleached his skin. He never would have tried to make his appearance look different, which, you know, that basically just snowballed into that effect, no pun intended, but that's pretty much what happened.
Well, Todd Bridges finally got off drugs, ATT says, and he's funny as heck now. You're right, he is.
Yeah. Who would have thought he would have been the one
That only
lived
one
longer?
to survive.
Yeah.
Even a father's dead,
Yeah.
the old man. By the way, he was a twin.
Oh, Conrad Bain?
Yeah,
The
Conrad
dad.
Baines was a real twin. He was a twin, and his brother never played on the show, but he was a real twin. By the way, between the Jackson violence from his dad going so popular as kids, he could not do normal kid activities and had to live in isolation. What a sad life it was. I mean, his favorite character was what? Howard Hughes. I mean, come on. He died like Howard Hughes.
Mm-hmm.
even more. Well, Howard Hughes was a little bit more morbid, but
Yeah.
Michael Jackson was pretty damn close, right behind him.
Yeah.
I mean, when they
Rock
took
is
that
true,
wing
Elvis,
off and
yeah,
everything.
Elvis had a twin too.
Yeah. Who had a twin?
Elvis Presley.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he kind of died at childbirth though.
Oh, no kidding.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. Anyway, maybe that's why he got on drugs later. You never know. I mean, these kids all
Possibly.
grow up with that thing in their mind. Oh, I had a twin, he's gone. Oh, you know, and they mourn their whole life.
Possibly. I mean, he never talked about it that much, but maybe.
Leave Joe Jackson alone. He wanted to get paid. Yeah, Rocco.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
you got a video?
I do have it.
Oh, okay.
You got a video.
And I'm sending you a story now, too.
Okay.
You got something coming up now, guys. Check this out.
Well, here's a
Lead into it.
Well, okay, lead on. There's a preface. We're talking about sports teams with Native American mascots on it. I think there's a more update on some of them want to ban not just in high schools and professional teams and college teams, but also elementary schools too. Is that correct? If I'm not mistaken.
The Amity High School Warriors, the Banks High School Braves, the Scappoose High School Indians. They're three of the estimated 900 sports teams in America that rally around Native American mascots. But the days of the Chieftains and the Mohawks may soon be over, at least at public schools in Oregon. Last year, the state superintendent found the continued use of Native American mascots creates a hostile educational environment.
It's an unhealthy, unregulated environment, and it leads to racist comments and a negative self-image for many of those people.
15 schools were ordered to give up their feathers and war paint by 2017 or potentially lose state funding. Fast forward to this month. Oregon state lawmakers overwhelmingly passed Senator Jeff Cruz's bill to effectively reverse the ban.
After all of these years, it's kind of a matter of history and it's a legacy. I mean, admittedly, I'm from Roseburg, Oregon, and we are the Roseburg Indians and have been for a long time.
Sayadam Edmo is vice president of the Oregon Indian Education Association.
Whether it's a name or an image or a symbol, you are still objectifying a whole race of people, and that is unacceptable.
Beyond tradition and the support of some tribal leaders, Cruz says the schools simply cannot afford to change.
The schools would have no choice but to close classrooms, fire teachers, or do something to make it happen, because quite simply, what's at jeopardy is the state school fund, which is about 80% of the money needed to run the schools.
At Roseburg High School alone, the estimated cost to replace the feather logo on athletic facilities, books, T-shirts, uniforms, and more is between $340,000 and $600,000. Estimates vary for the other 14 schools.
It really saddens me to think that we're weighing against here the civil rights and discrimination against some students, against the cost that it might be to change these images. I don't think they're, if you asked me to put a price tag on civil rights, I don't think I could do it.
To keep the mascots and names, Cruz's bill requires they be approved by the American Indian tribe closest to the school. The tribe would also establish behavioral guidelines for sporting events and offer diversity training for staff.
What we are arguing here is acceptable levels of racism. So that means that, we're only going to objectify you a little bit as opposed to a whole bunch.
There's nothing negative associated with it. Now, having said that, there will always be bad actors. But do we change the entire world for the small few? I would suggest no.
Senator Cruz's bill has been sent on to Oregon Governor John Kitzhaber, but the governor has said he will veto the bill because the exceptions are too broad. Cruz says if the governor vetoes, he'll just reintroduce the bill next session.
Oh, no, not yet. Okay. Okay, we are back. Al's a good story because I think it's not the first time we actually talked about this particular subject. I can see that. I can see that being a problem. Being, if you happen to be a Native American person. I mean, truth be told, it actually happened one time. It happened before talking about the Atlanta Braves. I know Bean talked about it. Like, what about the Braves? Actually, that they had a problem back in the early '90s when people were doing a tomahawk chop during the Braves when they were going to the World Series and getting the pennants and stuff. And it somehow has really died down because it hasn't been. No one hasn't talked about it that much now. But during the early '90s, it was a really hot topic to talk about back then because, well, it was a really hot topic because the Braves were winning, for one thing. But
they did the same thing in New York. They changed the to Red Storm. It was the Redskins.
Redskins.
Yeah, the Redskins. They changed it to Red Storm.
Yeah,
I mean, this political correctness is way out of control.
Yeah, I mean, do you think there's a limit or what? I mean, do you think there's where do you cross the line in that?
Well, that's the thing. The thing is, again, it's a whittling down of our freedom of speech.
Yeah.
It's a whittling down. You remember in the old days, and even if you look at the old Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3. Remember the Taking a Pelham? It was with the guy that was in the Walter Matthau, and those guys were in it. Walter Matthau used to use the word broad in that movie. You don't even hear that word being used anymore. Broad, as for woman.
Yeah.
Right? Now I think it's a B word.
Yeah.
What they use. Yeah, it went from one extreme to the other.
Yeah.
But the thing is that these things have been censored for many years now. I mean, this isn't something that just happened overnight. It was slowly whittling away. And now, for example, it takes people to a weird extreme. Look at what happened with the Cheerios commercial. By the way, people were in an uproar. They're so desensitized. Or sensitized, I should say.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what happened with, I have a friend of mine who his baby was born.
Yeah.
And she kept the mother.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kept making sure the baby took those wiped his hands and all those antibacterial things that she gave him.
Yeah.
And there was one day where I said, you gotta let your kid get dirty. Oh no, I can't. Listen, when we grew up, we played in the frickin' mud. And we played with bugs.
Yeah, and we rode bicycles without bicycle helmets.
Exactly.
Yes.
I mean, we did stuff that, and now all of a sudden, well, guess what? Her kid now developed a low immunity that he's sick all the time. I mean, you can't even yawn in front of this kid without this kid getting sick.
Jeez.
And he's pale as hell.
Yeah.
Like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
And,
Or was.
Yeah, or was.
Yeah, but I guess some people, you got to know where to draw the line because it's not just focused on Native Americans. I mean, now granted, Beans had a perfect idea. She was talking about this Florida State Seminole. Now the Chicago Blacks. Now sometimes not all Native American mascots are all slurs. I mean, Washington Redskins definitely is a slur. But the Chicago Blackhawks isn't. I mean, because Blackhawks, the ones who just won the NHL, the hockey, the championship, the Stanley Cup championship last month. Yeah, Blackhawks, that's the actual name of a tribe. And also for college teams like Florida State Seminoles, the Seminole tribe in Florida, they actually gave Florida State the permission to use the Seminoles as an actual mascot number, as a mascot symbol.
Yeah.
So it really depends. It's not all of them cut from the same tree, and it's like I said, it's not always due to all Native Americans or other groups. I mean, you don't hear anybody Irish, talking about the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. We have like a little leprechaun fighting, on the helmet, and so
Tower, welcome.
And the Negro League baseball team, you had one called the Ethiopian Clowns. I mean, what they're trying to say. I mean, I'm just Just saying.
Well, it's better than the Ethiopian minstrels.
Yeah, or
But-
the spear chuckers, you know.
Yeah, whatever.
San Diego
And
spear chuckers.
it's true.
You know.
Look, I'm going to read some
Or
of
the
what Tara
Vikings.
London said,
Yeah.
okay? Because it's true. These are just some of the examples. Yes, I'm going to call up Newt. I left him like 3 messages already, but I'm going to call him. I just happen to have his number. We peed on each other. If you remember that, right? You ever pee on somebody, Darren?
No comment.
Maybe not.
But
But we threw up on each other, right? Yeah. What else did we do? Let me see.
we rode bicycles and big wheels with no helmets on.
Yeah.
Safety helmets on.
Wait a minute. I like some of the stuff that he said though, because it's true. Not only did we pee on each other, we poked each other's eyes out with pencils.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a careless and raunchy sex. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. But I mean,
Those
yeah.
are the good-looking kids.
Washington.
Not every
Well,
kid.
see, Rudy.
We threw grenades at each other, he said.
Well, I don't think they're real. Probably dirt grenades. I remember.
And
back
we
in
drank mud out of puddle water.
the- Yeah.
Those were the days.
Crazy.
And you knew what you were then. Go ahead, Derek. Say it.
Just because I'm my woman.
Mr. Weekend over again. Didn't need no welfare state. Everybody pulled his weight. Gee, old lang sang. Wait, gee, the old lang sang. Old lang sang
No,
was.
the El Dorado. Gee,
Yeah.
the El Dorado ran great.
Was it? I don't think it said El Dorado.
Yeah, it was a Cadillac.
Gee, the El Dorado wang.
Ran
Is that
great.
the way?
Yeah.
I thought it was old lang syne.
Old Lang. Well, see,
Like
that-
every year that passed, it sang great. Now you're like,
Yeah, but not
is the
every-
war gonna end?
But it's not
Every
every day
New
is New
Year.
Year's Day, though. Yeah.
Every New Year's,
You
you
still
wonder
got
if the
three
world's
to
gonna
scared
end.
The dog.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was a LaSalle.
Boy.
T.R. LaSalle.
Oh, LaSalle. Okay, I knew.
Yeah, there you go.
LaSalle ran great.
There
It was
you
some
go.
other. Okay, it was a GM car. I'll just.
Okay, wow.
You sure of that?
Yes, LaSalle.
Thank you, Manny.
I mean, it wasn't exactly a Toyota. We know that. I'm just.
Too
It-
much
it's
says
not-
those were the days. Okay,
It's
very
not.
good.
Yeah, it's not exactly the. Well, yeah, like Washington, like the Washington Wizards right now. Before then, it was called the Washington Bullets, but they thought it was considered racist and stuff because, well, Washington D.C. was 75-80% black, and they had a lot of crime, and they changed it, and they thought they should change the team from the Washington Bullets to the Washington Wizards that we have now.
Unbelievable.
But
Like Wizards is any better. That's like witchcraft. At least bullets are real.
yeah.
Yeah.
But but you have more chance of getting struck by lightning and getting hit
Yeah.
by a bullet. I
Wizards
guess.
are like devils, aren't they?
No, wizards. Well,
Boy,
they call
I-
them warlocks.
Yeah,
warlocks.
warlocks, yeah.
Those are
It's
like
like,
male.
what
Those are
the
like
hell
male
is it?
witches.
Harry Potter. Ugh.
Yeah,
That kid looks like he's on
Harry
drugs.
Potter.
Yeah.
yeah. But speaking of,
Can't stand that
speaking
guy.
of some good news and
Yeah.
some news, other sports related
That's
news.
LaSalle.
Yeah. Which is a good.
Yeah, Wizards are people that pee on.
LaSalle, which is a good
Is
basketball
that a
team.
LaSalle?
Yeah,
Wow.
pretty good.
Nice car.
Yeah. Speaking
Holy
of
crap. Nice car. I would
Oh,
love
yeah.
that.
LaSalle does have a good basketball team, by the way. LaSalle University.
No, look. Thank you, Gira. Gave us the song.
Oh, okay. But let's see. But in other sports news, related news, Tennessee Titans John Willard saves a real family from a burning car. Former Clemson linebacker Jonathan Tig Willard fashioned a successful Clemson career by being in the right spot at the right time, even leading the Tiger defense tackles last season. But he was at the right time Tuesday afternoon, 2 days ago, while driving from South Carolina to the Tennessee Titans training camp. He was at the right spot at the right time again. Willard signed as a free agent contract with the Titans following the 2013 draft and was traveling on Interstate 40, I-40 in Tennessee when he noticed trouble ahead of him on the highway. He said he saw this car that was in front of him. It had all kinds of black smoke come out of it. I tried to speed up to get next to the car to let him know the car was on fire. He got up to the next car and noticed a female driver with 3 small children and a dog as passengers. He honked his horn and flashed lights, finally getting the driver's attention to getting her to pull over. So that's when after she pulled over, he basically got out the car and pulled her out as well as her 3 children and the dog.
You see, you didn't need freaking Zimmerman there.
Yeah. And he saved their life.
Yeah.
Before the car just went up in flames.
Blew up.
Kaboom.
Wow.
Oh.
And he said she just kept thanking me the car was gone and went up quick, and he saved
Just
their
like,
lives.
Kaboom.
Yes, kaboom.
Mackinac
Where's
said,
the kaboom? There was supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
by the way, Mackinac saying black smoke. Why couldn't you just say smoke?
Well, they didn't have purple smoke or green smoke.
It was racial smoke.
Well, I could have said African American smoke, but that would have
you
been way
could've
too
said
more.
that, but it wasn't from Africa.
It
was
just
from that car.
yeah. I'm just saying that that's where the color of the smoke came out. It wasn't top. You know, it wasn't periwinkle.
Oh
smoke.
yeah, Zimmerman did jump out for a photo op. I bet, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, let me see. Let's look at what the hell else is going
Hey,
on.
I got something to show y'all. This is a
Yeah.
picture.
Uh-huh.
Uh-oh. Here's another picture. By the way, Ted Nugent is back on the news.
Oh, really? Who did he hunt this time?
When the hell was it the last time this stupid ass ever sung anything? All he does is sing for the...
Cat scratch fever.
See the rainbows
Uh-huh.
in the picture?
It smells like cat
Those are
urine.
Wi-Fi signals.
Wi-Fi signals. Oh.
Over Washington. Each one of those has different bands of different frequencies. Isn't that cool?
Wow. That is incredible.
All this shit's going on all around us right now, giving us cancer.
Alright, well, speaking of cancer, this guy Ted Nugent is like a freaking cancer. It doesn't go away. Yeah.
One call, that's all.
Yeah, Ted Nugent provided a predictably unhinged response to Stevie Wonder's decision not to perform in Florida after the Zimmerman verdict, telling WXBR that he found the decision brain dead. You gotta be kidding me, he said. So 700 black people, mostly young children and young people, were slaughtered in Chicago last year by black people, and not a peep out of Wonder. Are you kidding me? What is this? One flew over the cuckoo's nest? How brain dead do you have to be? I mean, here's a guy that is like freaking brain dead himself. But,
I don't know, he's the last person
how
to talk about
strangled
anybody.
by denial and how dishonest. How cheap do you have to be to focus on a clear-cut case with all the evidence?
It wasn't, well, first of all, Ted, it wasn't clear-cut, you know.
Well, yeah.
Not like the loincloth he always...
Florida determined that Georgia man acted in self-defense, and then he said, Nugent said he would pray for Stevie Wonder and all these other numbnuts who think Trayvon Martin is more important than tens of thousands of solid black kids at the hands of blacks.
Okay, I'm going to say something right now. I don't usually
no
go off,
connection.
but look, Ted Nugent need to sit his ass down, take off the loincloth. You're not Tarzan, and you know which is another racist thing anyway. Because I don't know how in the world one white guy could wear a loincloth and talk to all the damn animals, whereas black people living in freaking Africa for thousands of years. But that's a whole other story.
Right.
Now we can talk about we do know it's black on black crime, but my goodness, there's white on white crime too. The only reason why you don't hear about it because it's not that freaking exciting to people. I know it's like if it bleeds, it leads, but my goodness, if you hear somebody, people rather hear a story about somebody, cutting somebody else and cutting themselves up. I mean, come on, if you cut yourself, that's not news.
Wow.
That's why you don't see rallies of black folks fighting for black on black crime.
I agree with Rocco.
There are some black on black. There are some rallies of black on black crime, but you don't see any cameras. Yeah. But what about white on white crime? Oh no, they don't have rallies for them. You know why? Because they make TV shows out of them, like Forensic Files, The Shift, FBI Files, Cold Case Files, Snap, The First 48, DEA, American Justice, Dateline. You can stop me anytime, people. 48 Hours Mystery, Cops, Unsolved Mysteries, America's Most Wanted. I Almost Got Away with It. I Faked My Own Death, Prison Wives, 17 shows I just mentioned were white on white crime. Talk about them. Tell
by the way, he watches them all.
Yes. Yeah, you want to talk about black on black crime? Tell these TV networks to stop exploiting white on white crime on TV, and you can talk to me about that, okay? Now back to the show.
Okay, now, by the way, Child London says Stevie's completely in the dark. He doesn't. Anyway. What else? Let me see. I think Rocco says it right. Nugent is not worth our time.
Yes.
That guy, I mean, when the hell and when was the last time he made any kind of music? The only music that comes out of his mouth sounds like an overplayed freaking violin that's screeching in your ears. Every time that guy talks, he's worse than me. Yeah. It's worse than living with me. Yeah. Anyway, don't worry, DB. So is Ronnie Millsap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. The news, he dodged a draft. He's a coward. Scumbag. Just like Cheney and Bush. They all avoided the draft. Bunch of morons.
Go hunting with me.
And it's the same thing with, family values. Ain't got no family values. Hello?
Hey, at least, too much. At least,
hello.
Yeah, I read off the screen. At least we know this person can read.
Hey, and I got Nude on the phone. How are you, buddy?
Oh, okay.
I would say around 12:45 is good. Anthony said 12:30, 1 o'clock. 12:45 is good, and I think that's the perfect time. Okay, buddy. That's Newt Collier. Folks, I got you on speaker, Newt. Sorry. This is Newt Collier, one of the great musicians and legends here in Macon, Georgia.
Living legend.
Living legend. He's going to have pizza with us. It'll be great. All right, my brother. I'll see you at 12:45.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
All right, there you have it. Newt Collier. He just confirmed he's going to have lunch with us. By the way, I talked to Al Tillman yesterday as well, and he's down for it.
Okay, cool.
Why? It was food.
Oh, yeah. He was so excited. He kept saying, where? I'm like, oh, slow down. I have to think a second. Oh, yeah, Doughboys.
Okay.
Boy.
Also, in other sports-related news, I had some scores. Oops, excuse me. I had some scores for baseball. Oakland A's defeated Houston Nationals 4-3. The LA Angels blanked the Minnesota Twins 1-0. Cleveland Indians stomped the Seattle Mariners 10-1. Pittsburgh Pirates over the Washington Nationals 4-2. LA Dodgers stomped the Toronto Blue Jays in extra innings, beating them in 10 innings, 8-3. The Atlanta Braves beat the New York Mets 8-2. Tampa Bay Rays over the Boston Red Sox 5-1.
Right.
New York Yankees lost to the Texas Rangers.
Yes, Yankees lose. I love it.
Yes, Mark Garza wins his Rangers debut. He made his debut pitching for the Texas Rangers, so first win for him defeating the Yankees. Detroit Tigers beat the Chicago White Sox 6-2. St. Louis Cardinals stomped the Philadelphia Phillies 11-3. Colorado Rockies over the Miami Marlins 2-1. Chicago Cubs barely just scraped past the Arizona Diamondbacks in a marathon 12-inning game 7-6. And one other game, baseball game. The Dodgers. I already said that. I think that's pretty much all. Oh yeah, Cincinnati Reds over the San Francisco Giants 8-3. And here's another news. And you remember the guy who, what was his name? Jason Williams, who basically
wasn't he?
He basically outed himself.
Yeah, he's gay guy. Yeah, I thought so.
Well, guess what? Since Tim Duncan was getting a divorce because his wife was cheating on him. Basically, there's some news that his ex-wife, or soon-to-be ex-wife of NBA San Antonio Spurs, Tim Duncan, says that he has outed him as being bisexual. Says
He likes everything that walks.
Okay. So he purportedly, an unidentified source told the particular blog, Hollywood Street King, HSK, that Duncan had been involved in a gay relationship during his Wake Forest University days. The man Duncan was allegedly with also reportedly lived with Duncan and Amy for the first 2 years of their marriage. The source also claims that the baller even bought the man a house. According to HSK, Duncan, who had built up a reputation as a humble all-around nice guy, is looking to place a gag order on the mother of his 2 children, who he was married for 12 years, so that she will not be able to utter one word about his alleged gay relationship. An unnamed source allegedly spoke to HSK stating, Amy treated Tim like a bee throughout their marriage because she knew he was effing his BFF. Tim knows Amy was cheating on him, but he's willing to give her whatever she wants because he doesn't want Amy to tell the world that he's bisexual.
Nice.
Amy, who filed for divorce on March of this year, March 27th, is claiming that her marriage to Tim Duncan has become insupportable due to conflict and discord. Meanwhile, neither Duncan nor Amy have addressed the gay rumors thus far. And also, in other news, Siobhan Funches Wade, Dwayne Wayne's ex, has finally settled for an additional $5 million, in addition to what the $35,000 a month alimony that she was receiving from D Wade from the past 3 years.
What the hell?
So I guess Agnafu.
All these women are that marry these sports guys. They're all a bunch of gold diggers. They know they're gonna get paid. They married this guy for a year or two. Bang him up and then say, "All right, I want your money now." Like they're what they call, they're kind of like whores, but they kind of wait, to get paid.
You mean dormant whores?
Like dormant whores, right? Who say, this is going to be worth my while.
It's like, okay, 3, 2, 1, bing, we've been married for 5 years, give me some money. I'm leaving you. But
by the way, we got a guy, I don't know if he left already. Shoot, did he?
Man.
We got a guy named Infected Penis on here.
Ew.
Yeah, that's what these sports guys get. They get an infected penis.
Yeah.
With these women.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just really messed up, man. I mean, I know
it is messed up.
I know people talking about why you go off on women, but the thing is, I mean, you don't hear any dudes talking about I want money. But the thing is, she says she wants something for the kids. Obviously, it wasn't for the kids. She just wanted more money.
Yeah,
she wanted more money.
That's it. Credit horse. Thank you.
Credit horse. Yeah, she had a sign talking about she's like thinking about the children. Like if she was thinking about the children, that's why unlike her, D Wade was thinking about the children. That's why he has the custody.
That's why he has an infected penis.
Yeah, he has the custody right now and stuff. And so,
and you ever see these women? They're all over made up. And God help you if you see these women without makeup. They look like freaking trolls.
Well,
I mean, anybody will look good if you throw on makeup.
Well, yeah, but it's that fast life.
Bozo looks
good. But see, it's that fast life and stuff just makes, I guess, just aging really quick.
Twerking rear ends and
twerking.
Could you imagine?
Shit happens.
Yeah. Yes, that's not all.
No, and that's very apropos, Ed.
Yes.
It's almost like Freudian slip. This guy's now retired, and they just gave him an award as like the cop of the year or some bullshit.
Chief of the year.
Yeah, chief of the year. Yeah, chief of the year. Meanwhile, this is the guy that oversaw this whole debacle with Sammy Davis Junebug. He had a bunch of cops on that force that he was not even disciplining, allowing them to be abusive, racist, and the same freaking thing that happened here with this pregnant woman. I'm sure if we dug in deep enough, we'd find a couple of those, because there are a lot of women pregnant here in Macon, Georgia.
And just like Sutton, he did shoot and kill a dog,
What I'm saying is, this is the standard that the state of Georgia has for its police department. The more abusive you are, the more diabolical you are, the more racist you are, the better off you are. And not only that, you're going to get accolades. And awards.
So in other words, you get rewarded for bad behavior.
Yeah. And being a bad cop.
What you talking about, Will?
Well, let me just say this. On behalf of Chief Burns, I'm speechless.
Say a prayer.
Let me just say this. I just can't believe he got that award. And I have not said anything on Facebook because I want everybody to celebrate. Let them celebrate Chief Burns. But when I come out after our lunch, Anthony, today, I'm going to bombard. God, play the music. I'm going to bombard.
You can dedicate this daily bread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, let's go to God. The daily bread.
We need God.
We need God.
We need Savior.
Because obviously we're living in hell. It's a living hell.
Herb, you always get insane just before God gets you.
And it's so funny. Look at this. This is today's Daily Bread.
Yeah.
July 25th, 2013. Where can wisdom be found? Sure as hell not here in Macon, Georgia.
In your teeth.
Yeah. Wisdom teeth.
Yeah, wisdom teeth.
Yeah. Wisdom is the beauty of holiness. James says wisdom is reasonable, flexible, forgiving, peaceful, caring, giving to friendly visits, small acts of courtesy, and kind words. It is humble, transparent, simple, gentle, and gracious to the core. James chapter 3, verse 17. Where can wisdom be found? It comes from heaven. Wisdom, wrote Charles Spurgeon, is a beauty of life that can only be produced by God's workmanship in us. It's good to ask time for time, am I growing in wisdom? After all, life is relentlessly dynamic. We're either growing sweeter and wiser as the day goes by, or we're growing into foolish and even sour-faced curmudgeons into into what we are growing. It's never too late to begin growing in wisdom. God loves us, and with an ardent, intense affection that can deliver us from our foolishness, if we yield ourselves to Him, His love can make the most difficult nature into a miracle of astonishing beauty. It may hurt a little, and it may take a while, but God relentlessly seeks our transformation. When we ask His wisdom will begin to rise in us and pour itself out onto others. We have this response. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, and He gives you liberally without reproach, and it will be given to you. Chapter 1, verse 5. Lord, please put an end to our foolishness. Turn our hearts towards the wisdom that comes only from You. We ask You now to take our lives and transform them into Your likeness. True wisdom begins and ends with God. Today's Bible read in James chapter 3, verses 13 through 17. And in James chapter 1, verse 5, it says, if any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask God. There you go. There you have it.
There you have it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're very welcome.
Yes. It's 10:18 right now. 10:18 Eastern Daylight Savings Time in Macon, Georgia. It's 73 degrees outside. So far, it's sunny for right now with a high of 92 and a low of 71. You're watching the Morning Roast live from the Doghouse in adjacent downtown Macon, Georgia with Irv, DB, and Ed. We have some stuff going on soon. Of course, you know, by the way, this weekend we'll have we're having the show having a good event called Bragg Jam. That's going to be this upcoming Saturday. It's going to be one day with 15 stages and 56 bands and other musical acts. So if you can, be sure to be able to get your tickets as soon as possible so you'll be able to see it and check it out. Those who are in the middle Georgia, central Georgia area, don't forget to check them out. It's going to be this upcoming Saturday, Bragg Jam, July 27th, this weekend. Just want to let you know. Also, I was trying to find out
it's
some other
gonna be
news.
fun. Bragg Jam, $20 or $25, and all it gets you is into a bar that you go in for nothing.
Oh yeah, and also this weekend at the same day. I mean, not to make it a sports thing, but the WWE World Wrestling Entertainment is going to be at the Macon Coliseum Saturday, with tickets.
I'm so excited.
With tickets ranging from $15 to $90, the nosebleed section to $95 to real close up in person.
For all of you who like to see overweight, overbuffed men in little speedos,
or if you want to check out, beat the hell out of each other.
Sweaty.
Or if you want to check out the beautiful divas that also come down there as well.
Yeah, what divas? They all look like men.
What, the female?
Yeah, even the female. All that fake breasts and all that. I've seen transvestites that look better than some of those women. Horrible dogs. Too much hair.
I think you need to get off that.
Too much
you need
breast.
to stop smoking that stuff. Tell me they look better than I don't know about all that.
They look like men. They all have Adam's apples.
Some of them do.
What's up with that?
Some of them do. You got so you got to check that. Well, not just the Adam's apple. You got to check the hands, Adam's apple, the neck, and the feet. I'm like this. If they wear a size 15 shoe, chances are she's not a woman. Just plain simple. Just say
chances are do look like a lady.
You know.
Yeah, she looks like a lady, but she ain't a lady.
Yeah, I mean, don't if you see a woman that wears a size 15 shoe, she's probably not a woman. I'm just saying.
Yeah, there you go, man. I'm a 15 shoe. Well, yeah.
I mean, there's women in WNBA that don't even wear a size 15 shoe.
Oh yeah, Diaz says check their genitals. It's a dead giveaway. Did you ever see that movie? What was it?
Mrs. Doubtfire?
No, the one with Jim Carrey. The one where she hid her dingling behind her butt.
Oh, Ace Ventura. Yeah.
Yeah, Ace Ventura. Yeah. That's what they do. They tape it behind their butts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what they do.
Yes.
Anyway, dude looks like a lady. Abnormal thing.
Yes, I know. In a few, I guess in a few minutes, we will probably get into our Who Said It First and also Wordsmith, but that'll be in a while. But in between time, we'll get into our trending now, or we can also go to our birthdays if you want to talk about.
Well, let's do birthdays, then we'll do trending. Maybe trending for the end because we may not have enough time.
Okay.
But let's do, and then we still have to do words origin, and we have to do Who Said It First.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's go to birthdays. Yes. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to
I know.
all the sperm that won on this day in history.
Yeah.
Yes.
By the way, Crying Game was also something to do with.
Oh yeah, Crying Game. Yes, that's definitely true. Also, we have some great birthdays, very famous ones. You probably might know them by name or by face. Number one on the list is Matt LeBlanc.
Yeah.
Matt LeBlanc. He portrayed the character Joey Tribbiani from Friends. How you doing? You know.
He did a horrible rendition of Lost in Space.
Yes,
it was terrible.
Oh, please, don't even get me started. Movie. That's $7 I'm never gonna get, man. And I paid. I went to the matinee.
Dude, they should have just put the show up. The show was fine.
Oh yeah. No. Well, anyway, Matt LeBlanc.
Warning! Don't see the new version of Lost in Space,
which came out in 1999.
Yeah, you're gonna lose your money in space.
Yeah, that's 2 hours and $7.50. I'm never gonna get back. Yeah. He turns 46 years old today, Matt LeBlanc, and also the late great Walter Payton was born on this day in 1954. He died of cancer in 1999. He was the running back who broke NFL records for most rushing yards, carries, and touchdowns during his 13-year career with the Chicago Bears, and he was also part of the 1985 Super Bowl Shuffle winning Bears, who defeated the New England Patriots in Super Bowl 20 by the score of 46-10. Even though, ironically, he was the most popular person on the team, he never got a chance to play on the get a play in the on the Super Bowl. But he did get a ring, though. Rest in peace, Mr. Payton. Also, another birthday, James Lafferty. He turns 28 years old today. He's a 4-time Teen Choice Awards nominee for his performance on the popular TV show One Tree Hill. The late Estelle Getty. She was born on this date in 1923. She played sarcastic TV mom Sophia Petrillo on The Golden Girls. Wendy Raquel Robinson, outstanding supporting actress for the TV shows such as The Steve Harvey Show and The Game. She also turns 46 years old today. Connor Kennedy, a member of the Kennedy family, known for dating Taylor Swift. He turns 19 years old today.
Poor him. But you talk about Kennedy's downfalls. That's a real one.
Yeah.
Better than suicide.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead.
Also, Michael Allen Welch, actor who played Luke Gerard on the TV series Joan of Arcadia and also in the movie Twilight movies. He turned 26 years old today. Atticus Mitt, he played the role of Benny Weir in the Canadian series My Babysitter's a Vampire. No, Atticus Mitt, no relation to Atticus Finch. He turns 18. Imam Abdul Majid, Somalian high fashion model, cosmic entrepreneur, and occasional actress. Oh yes, the woman who's the beautiful model turned actress who's married to David Bowie. She turns 58. D.B. Woodside, famous for roles such as Wayne Palmer in the Fox series 24, who played the brother of the black president, John, I think Adam Palmer, something, the President Palmer, from the TV show 24, and Principal Robin Wood on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He turns 44 years old today, and also he played a great character. I think Melvin. He played the character Melvin from the TV movie The Temptations. He was played one of the Temptations as well. You ate the Temptations? Chantal Van.
No, actually, I like the Temptations, but
okay. Chantal Vansatin, One Tree Hill's Quinn James, had a supporting role from the show from 2009 to 2012. She turns 28. Catherine Kelly Lang, who daytime TV soap veteran who portrayed Brooke Logan on The Bold and the Beautiful for over 25 seasons. She turns 25. Excuse me, 52.
It's funny. I mean, she's 52. She's been on there for 25 years, and I don't know squat about her, nor have I ever heard of her.
Yes.
How could people? Where was I? I hate soap operas.
Maybe you're at
waste
Studio
your time
Studio
into
52.
somebody else's business.
Yes, Tara Patrick, a model and adult film actress who went on to the business side of the industry. She turns 35 years old.
Yeah.
Yes, Ed Dixon, NFL tight end for the drafted by the Baltimore Ravens in 2010. He helped the team for a Super Bowl 47 championship earlier this year. He turns 26 years old today. Nate Thurman, Hall of Fame NBA center for the Golden State Warriors, who's known as Nate the Great. He turns 72. John Robinson, head football coach for USU, who won 4 Rose Bowls and a national championship in 1978. He turns 78 years old. Darren Star, accomplished screenwriter, producer, and director, whose credits include Sex and the City, Melrose Place, and the original Beverly Hills 90210. He turns 52. And Bobby. I should also give a shout out to Ileana Douglas, actress and screenwriter and director, best known in her role in the film Cape Fear, and also was in the movie Goodfellas. She turns 48 years old. And also one other person, let me see, Bobby Eakes. Middle Georgia's own Bobby Eakes. He's from Warner Robins originally. Portrayed the character Macy Alexander on Bold and the Beautiful and Crystal Carey on All My Children. Happy birthday to you, Bobby Eakes from Middle Georgia. She turns 52 years old today. And that's all of our
there we go.
Birthdays.
Happy birthday to all you scumbags. Good enough.
Okay.
Hopefully you have some more.
Okay.
Anyway, talk about the puppy. My baby is more handsome than both of us. Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
But he's very shy.
Yes.
I found out, I've been finding out, this dog was probably very abused. Mm-hmm. Very abused. And even to the point that I took him for a walk yesterday, and I'm coming back in the house, and I'm about to sit down on the stoop and hold him with the leash. And oh my God, he went nuts. I don't know what happened. He just jumped like somebody shot like a cannon in front of him. So I've got to figure out, and you know, right now he's in a peaceful place. He's in the other room. We'll have to get the camera on him. His name is Axel. And but the thing is, I know for a fact he must have been an abused dog because he jumps at anything. Anything. I mean, and he has to, you really have to go slow on him. You can't approach him too quick. He doesn't bite. And you know what? I haven't even heard him bark once yet. And yeah, he's kind of dog whisperer. Doesn't really say much.
So where are we supposed to meet him?
We're going to meet, who, Anthony?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I have to give him a lot of tea. I'll say, believe me, and I sit on that floor and pet that dog, tell him I love him and all that. But, you know, he comes around so often, and he just came in the living room. But unfortunately, I get scared because he likes to take a dump in the living room. Even though I take him out, I take him out for about an hour. We're walking around, he's not doing anything. So I kind of walk him, and then we get back in the house. Half an hour later, he's taking a dump. So I've got to work out what's going on with his timing. I'm not sure yet. I could take him out for 2 hours. He doesn't do anything. And then he feels more comfortable. Yeah. And out. Yeah, right, Plastic? It happened. And I think it's because of that he was beaten. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to discipline him. I just have to figure out his timing and take him out. I think he was beaten because, and he is just scared of the outside, I know. That's why I'm considering on renting out the next house over, that it has a yard and everything, and it belongs to this landlord. So the doghouse may move further, just 2 houses down, whatever, to a bigger house with a big yard and all that. That way, you know. But you're right, Nick Howell, 2 dogs are better than 1. I actually had 3 dogs at one time, and they are better. It's great to have, you know, a couple of dogs. And then, yes, I have to take him to the dog park and let him socialize. Where the hell is the dog park around here? I don't know.
It's near. It's like a little bit further away from Town Square Park.
Very good. I can walk to Town Square. Tower, I'll see you later. We'll be downtown by 12:45. Please be there. Oh, he's gone already. Anyway,
well, I have some other stuff going on.
All right.
News.
Bring it on, baby.
UFC bantamweight champion Ronda Rousey is already one of MMA's biggest stars, but now she will try to become a star on the silver screen as well. Like many MMA fighters before her, Rousey will have a part in the action movie. According to Sylvester Stallone, Rousey will be part of Expendables 3. Expendables is the same franchise that starred UFC pioneer Randy Couture. The third movie in the series includes Stallone, Bruce Willis, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and MMA hangers-on fans Steven Seagal and Mickey Rourke. Seagal has been around Anderson Silva and Lyoto Machida for years. Yeah, all these has-beens.
Yeah, a whole bunch of B-rated actors.
Yes, but Rousey has,
Mickey
you know,
Rourke.
as Rousey takes steps forward in Hollywood, she had to wonder why she's following the path of Gina Carano. After putting together an impressive MMA career, she lost to Christine Cyborg Justino. Back then, she was Santos. She went on to star in movies like Blood and Bone and Haywire.
Hello, Three Bears. Sorry,
yes,
I didn't throw that in. Hello, Three Bears.
How you doing, Three Bears? Randy Rousey, you know, she's a female MMA fighter. Not that many people don't know of the female MMA fighters, but it's, you know, best wishes on her career on being in Expendables 3. I hope they were able to get, you know, somebody.
Oh, you wanted the picture from that? You gotta tell me what you want me to do when you send it.
Oh,
I thought
okay.
you were just sending me an article. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you need
Never
to
mind.
get the picture or get the video so I know.
Okay, I'll remember that. But there was a story that it did send me though. It was really terrible. It's from CNN. Shark attack claims Brazilian the life of a teenager, Brazilian teen. As lifeguards approached to pull a drowning Brazilian teenager from the water, she suffered a second fatal misfortune, a shark attack. Bruni Gabi, age 18, and a cousin were on the verge of drowning at Boa Viagem Beach on the northeastern Brazil city of Recife earlier this week. According to
what was his name? What was his name?
Bruni Gabi.
Yeah. The shark gobbied them up.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ed. Yeah. Gobble them up. Gobby them up.
Lifeguards.
You should have known he was going to die that way with that name.
Lifeguards responded immediately to try to save them, and in the midst of the rescue, a shark attacked Gabi's left leg. Rescuers managed to move her to shore and then to a hospital, but she died later that night. CNN official Global TV reported.
She just had bad luck.
Yes.
Wow.
She became the first woman to die from a shark attack on the coastal state of Pernambuco since record keeping began in 1992.
Somebody tried to save her, but the man said, nope, your time.
Yeah, that's right.
The old shark come in.
I did that Sharknado thing on her.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if she was on her period.
Who knows? Is that why pirates have like peg legs? They can't get bitten by sharks. Is that what?
Exactly.
Wow.
By sharks or crocodiles, you know.
Yeah, after they walk the plank.
Yeah. After.
Or they just plank.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sharknado looks stupid to me. Okay. Yeah, it looks stupid too, but I want to see it because it's so silly. And now they're making a Sharknado 2.
A Sharknado 2?
Yeah.
And people are not trying to give a chance to assisted fishing. A great movie, by the way, featuring yours truly.
Yeah.
But
Abnormal says blame it on global warming and pay your carbon tax.
Oh, jeez.
They're mad. Yeah. But Sharknado, listen. All they got to do now is make another movie with a tornado and have a bunch of what?
Well, piranhas?
Yeah, come up with some...
Piranado?
Yeah, come up with some ways of doing that movie, people.
Oh, my goodness.
Chatted. If a tornado struck your town, what would you want flying in it?
Nothing, really. I mean,
Yeah.
already had two tornadoes like 4 or 5 years ago during Mother's Day 2008. So I don't want nothing else. Not in my house. Shoot.
Rage 666 says food. I'm with you. Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Ed just left. He could play that Godzilla screen. We be gone and have a mobile home.
Obviously, yes.
Yeah, so we can eat the sharks. All right, I love it. When it is like this, I can't stand the jaw-jacking back and forth and create an argument from someone. Wasted time. There you go, Bean.
The jaw-jacking.
Well, Bean, you're a moderator, so you can get rid of them if you want. Anyway, so, is Rocco gone? Rocco's not gone, is he? No, Rocco's still there.
Can't be.
Yeah, I like Rocco. Yeah, I'd rather look at Rocco than look at the other guy.
The other guy.
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Anyway, so what else is in the news, Derek?
Okay, I was trying to get into trending now. What we have from the U.S., not USA, the Yahoo engine, internet engine. See what the top 10 stories people are talking about on the internet. Number 10, going from number 10 to number 1. Number 10 is the Cleveland murders. Number 9 is stomach bug. Number 8 is 47 Ronin trailer. Number 7 is Eldora. Number 6, the Denver Broncos. Number 5, menthol cigarettes. Number 4, Powerball numbers. Number 3, Sons of Anarchy. Number 2, Karl Malone. And number 1 is Kim Zolciak.
Well, you know I'm going to go menthol cigarettes.
Okay.
I want to find out. Menthol cigarettes is good for you.
Yeah.
What's it say?
Yeah, what do they haven't said or something?
Yeah. Let's do menthol cigarettes. For those of you who like Newports and menthol cigarettes
and Cools, especially for African American smokers,
menthols,
because a lot of poor whites and a lot of African American smokers do smoke a lot of menthol cigarettes because it's supposed to be supposedly a minty taste.
Yeah,
with your nicotine.
The Camel Crushers are good too. I like the bust that little.
Oh.
Pop that little. Well, anyway, yeah, little ball in it. Pop that, whatever.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. What's up with menthol cigarettes?
Okay. Yeah, it says the FDA, Food and Drug Administration, this is from the WashingtonPost.com, says the Food and Drug Administration said for the very first time that menthol-flavored cigarettes probably pose a greater risk to public health than standard cigarettes.
No, but standard cigarettes are horrible tasting.
Really? I had no idea. Jeez.
I don't like them.
They pose a greater risk of public health than standard cigarettes, largely reaffirming the findings of an agency advisory committee 2 years ago and potentially laying the groundwork for tighter regulations in the future. It says in a 153-page preliminary scientific evaluation, the FDA found that although there is little evidence to suggest that menthol cigarettes are more toxic than non-menthol cigarettes, the mint flavor of menthol masks the harshness of tobacco, making it easier to get addicted and harder to quit.
That's true.
Despite those,
it's like candy.
Yeah, despite those findings, the FDA stopped short Tuesday of proposing specific restrictions or a ban on menthol instead of saying it will solicit public input for the next 2 months before deciding how to proceed. That probably means that any potential regulations remains months, if not years, from becoming reality. The issue of menthol in cigarettes has long been controversial, in part because menthol cigarettes overwhelmingly are favored by African Americans and teenagers.
And Puerto Ricans.
Yes, Puerto Ricans, yes. And sales of them account for about a quarter of the U.S. cigarette market. Sure. About 80% of black smokers prefer menthol, as do nearly half of all young smokers. And that's what, my dad was smoking Cool cigarettes during the late 70s and the 80s until he stopped smoking around 1983, about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
As I said, last year, yesterday was the 4th anniversary of my dad's death from that.
My condolences once again. I know it was... That it's hard to lose a parent. Believe me, I lost my mother in 2003. I still think about her just about every day. Every day she comes to mind. Anyway,
basically when Congress gave FDA the power, to regulate tobacco in 2009, lawmakers banned candy, fruit, and spice flavored cigarettes, saying manufacturers had used such products to lure young smokers into addiction. But the law exempted menthol instead of instructing the FDA to study the issue to determine whether banning menthol will benefit public health. Matter of fact, remember they used to have those Swisher Sweets over at one of the stores?
They still do.
Yeah. They had like peach and flavored, grape flavored, and even chocolate flavored
they stopped those.
Yeah. Because a lot of young smokers, and especially a lot of female smokers got those Swisher Sweets cigarettes because, as you realize, over the past decade, the rise in female smokers skyrocketed while a number of male smokers went down. So
I just posted a petition.
Well, okay.
For the criminalization of marijuana. It's got more good reasons than it does bad reasons.
If they have menthol weed, that's all we need.
Oh, please.
Nah, I wouldn't like menthol weed.
No, but that's just defeating the purpose right there. Yeah. That's defeating the purpose.
But no, the thing about menthol though, there is chemicals in there, there's sugars and shit. That's why you want to smoke. You want to smoke.
Yeah,
There ought to be a campaign. Menthol weed is all we need.
Well, I posted the link to sign the petition. If you go to petitions, type in petitions. There's another petition there to petition Obama to stop supporting the Muslims.
Well, what are you going to do? I don't like strawberry.
I mean, my goodness.
Hot roast.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like, come on, it's weed. It's not freaking Skittles or M&Ms. Come on, it's not Lifesavers. Sheesh.
Yeah. By the way, I smoked Lucky Strike myself one time, and they really hurt my chest.
Sanford, Florida, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
just
And
stick
the cow
to-
says wheat smells like pot roast. Yeah.
I'll stick to my Nestle Crunch. Okay.
Hell with the roasted smoke.
Anyway,
Yes.
that was good. That was a good trend.
Mm-hmm.
It got everybody talking.
Good.
All the
Very
smokers
good.
and non-smokers. Yeah.
Bongo smells like stale potatoes or something like that.
By the way,
Jeez.
with Lucky Charms, I used to pull out all the little marshmallows.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't eat the cereal.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
like picked all the fruity stuff and put them in a bowl and ate that.
Yeah, I used
Took
to
me
have
a long time.
I used to have a bad habit picking out the raisins and Raisin Bran, and you
Oh.
just left with a bowl of bran.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not as tasty, but you have to put a whole lot of sugar. But you'll be regular as a mug, boy. I tell you.
Yeah, I don't like.
You'll be so
raisins.
regular, you'll be unleaded. You know.
You know why I don't like raisins? They look like dried up roaches. They just look like that.
Who?
Like dried up
Who
roaches.
does?
Raisins.
Oh.
Like
Yeah,
when you
well-
buy a box of raisins, you open it up, it looks like a roach motel.
Well, you can't tell whether it's a roach or a
Awful.
You can't tell. Well, I mean, if it's usually sugar
I mean,
coated,
sometimes you
yeah.
can't.
I mean, if it's sugar coated, more than likely it's a raisin. You don't see them many sugar coated
Tastes-
roaches.
Tastes
Yeah.
like chicken?
Well, I don't know. I always looked at raisins like roaches.
Well, how long you had that Raisin Bran cereal box?
Isn't it crunch?
If you had it more,
I
than
never bought Raisin Bran. If I ever had it in the house, it was because one of my roommates ate it.
Okay, I'm just saying because
Then you couldn't tell. If we have roaches in the house, God help.
yeah, if now
eating a roach.
if you had it for more than 4 months though, 4 months, I'm just saying, yeah, they ain't raisins in there anymore. They're roaches now.
Goobers, Raisinets, chocolate covered roaches. Raisinets and goobers, mighty good to eat. You remember that? No.
Ike and Dyke.
Well,
Mike and Ike.
Mike and Ike. Well, nowadays it's Ike and Dyke.
Yes.
anyway, yeah, the California raisins would be sad. If you don't have roaches, you don't have to worry.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Well, here in
You
Macon,
guys are
Georgia.
You guys are really raising hell today.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I like that, Ed.
Speaking of
Raisin
which,
hell.
Raising cane.
We got a lot of roaches here
Yeah,
in Macon, Georgia.
there-
You heard
people
that
talk-
story earlier.
oh yeah. Speaking of which, talking about raisin stuff. There's some money going on in the Powerball. The winning numbers were 9, 29, 40, 44, 54, and the Powerball number was 7.
Yeah.
I guess nobody hasn't won it yet. The current jackpot is at $196 million, 114.6 if you won it in a lump sum. The drawing takes place every Wednesday night. I guess the next one will be Saturday night this weekend. So those who
You hear that, my nuts itch? The Powerball is on. Don't forget to play. You may just win it.
Yes, indeed.
Never know.
You got to be in it to win it.
Yeah. What else is in the news, David? Derek?
Okay,
David?
let's see. I was trying to find a thing about Cleveland murders. I guess we haven't talked about that.
Oh.
Yes, basically the third victim has been identified.
Wow.
I guess recently where there was some missing. Like DS, well, you can't lose.
You can't lose if you don't play. Boy, that's a good twist on that. Of course, you spend a lot of money on this ticket and never win, but you can't
says-
lose if you win. That's not.
Yes, the third.
Must have been a car salesman.
Boy, the way Glenn Miller played.
Songs that made the hit parade.
Guys like us, we had it made.
Those were the days. And you knew where you were then.
Girls were girls and men were men. Wish that we could use a man like Herbert Hoover again. Didn't need no welfare state.
Everybody pulled his weight.
Shareholders
sounding
great.
Those were the days. You know what? That song makes me emotional. I swear to God. It does. It's silly to think that. Because, you hear that song and you kind of make fun of it, but it actually makes me a little emotional.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, I used to watch that.
He's a dingbat.
Yeah.
You know.
It brings back good old memories.
Yeah.
Hey, meathead.
A meathead.
Come on, me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
like
talk to ya.
meat. Today, you
What
call
is
somebody
this?
meathead, they think of something else.
I don't know about that.
Oh,
Meat stick.
Yes.
what the hell?
Well, it's
What about the
another-
Jeffersons? They were great. Moving on up.
Yes.
Moving on up. Do you know who used to sing that? I bet you don't even know who she is.
Jeanette Dubois, the one who played Walona on Good Times.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which was another show, which
Of
was
course.
a spin-off of Maude, and was a
Yeah.
spin-off of All in the Family.
Yeah, if you remember Good Times, Michelle Willona. She's Jeanette Dubois. We're such television junkies, right, Derek?
Yes.
Easy. We finally got a piece of the pie. Yeah, baby.
Beans don't burn on the grill.
Damn it.
Took a whole lot of trying just to
Just
get up that hill. Now we're up in the big leagues. If not, turn it back.
Yeah, baby.
As long as we live, it's you and me, baby. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
This is better than church, baby. Yeah. In the sky. Oh, yeah, baby. That's right, too much.
Yes.
We got a piece of the pie. Yeah, baby.
Yes.
Shit.
The Jeffersons. Man, you missed. I was gonna end it like.
What the hell was that?
The what's happening? Name from what's
Oh,
happening.
what's happening? Yeah.
I always thought that was rerun running. Burn.
Yeah, that Boeing was that fat girl. That was on there. Who, by the way, was a lesbian. The banana split. You see that? Memory.
Yes.
Memory.
The Jeffersons were recorded live before a studio audience.
You know, we're talking about mental
Hello,
addiction.
Mr. J, Mrs. J. That was Mr. Bentley, ladies.
Yeah, you know, you talk about addiction. This guy's addicted to television. He knows every freaking show that ever existed, even a soap opera. That's like ridiculous.
Well, not all of the shows. Not.
Anyway,
Not all
that
of
was
it.
fun. Thank you, Ed.
Oh,
Bring it
Gary
back some
Gnu.
memory.
Good news from Gary Gnu. Oh, and the Great Space Coaster. Okay, I remember that, Michelle.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good show. Yeah, Nell Carter.
Here's the story of a lovely lady who was bringing up three very lovely girls. All of them had hair of gold, like their mother.
And the Pippi Kid,
The
too.
youngest one in curls. It's the story of a man named Brady who was busy with three boys of his own. They were four men living all together,
A bunch of gays.
yet they were all alone. Till the one day when the lady met this fellow, and they knew there was much more than a hunch, that this group must somehow form a
Sing
family.
along, everybody.
That's the way we all became the Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. That's the way we became the Brady Bunch.
It's time to change.
Which one's it? Oh, Partridge Family.
Family.
Hello world, here's a song that we're singing. Come on, get happy.
Yeah, baby.
A whole lot of loving is what we'll be bringing. We'll make you happy.
Yeah, right.
Here we come
The monkey.
down the street. We get the funniest looks from everyone we meet. Hey, we're the monkeys, and people say we monkey around.
Of course, that would be, they gotta change that.
Singing to
Mon-
put anybody down.
They say, what do you mean, monkey? What do you mean, what do you trying to say? That's a racist song.
And we got something to say.
Well, they spelled monkeys with 2 E's, not E. So in case people thought it would be racist, you know, that's
what the hell.
Ready? We're coming to your town.
Wow.
Okay, back to reality.
Back to reality television.
There's a really crazy stuff going on.
Sanford and Son. Yeah, we got.
third,
Ed will bring him out occasionally on our show. It's always good.
Yeah, the third had to bring us back to reality. But the third victim in the Cleveland murders has been identified as 18-year-old Sherelda Terry.
Wow.
Terry, along with 28-year-old Shatisha Sheely and 38-year-old Angela Deshkins.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around.
We have no respect.
Boy, you gonna bust hell wide open. You gonna bust hell wide open wearing some gasoline draws. I'm telling you right now.
He's
no respect for the dead.
Story in Cleveland. That shit up.
Jeez.
No. Oh my Lord. Okay.
Man, I'm telling you.
Here we go.
Look up in the sky. It's a vigilante. There's a gun-toting crazy. It's Zimmerman.
Happened to me. I can't believe it myself.
I can't believe it.
Suddenly I'm up on top of the world. It should have been somebody else.
Believe it or not. Yeah, kill Kenny Loggins.
It's me, I'm Zimmerman, to save your community.
Yeah, keep going.
Is that a hoodie? Is that a hoodie?
Yeah, no, it's a hat. Anyway, that's good.
My goodness.
We're going to bring back some more. Well, this show's got 1 million.
Anyway.
And they're not copyrighted. That's what's so good about it.
Okay.
At least that we know.
Thank goodness. But
Thank you, Plastic.
Miss Sherelda Terry, along with 28-year-old Shatisha Sheely and 38-year-old Angela Deskins, was reportedly the victim of 35-year-old Michael Madison, who may have modeled the murders after another Ohio serial killer, Anthony Sowell. The women were found in 3 separate places and that weren't far from another. Terry was wrapped in plastic and hidden in the garage of an apartment building. All 3 were subjected to severe decomposition, making it difficult for authorities to identify them.
Put them in plastic bags is the worst thing in the world.
Yeah. Terry was the first body to be found this past Friday, after residents complained of a foul odor around the garage.
That's awful.
The 2 other women were found the next day, and police say they fear that there may be more bodies found. Madison is being held on a $6 million bond under the charges of 3 counts of aggravated murder and 3 counts of kidnapping.
Wow.
Madison allegedly had a fascination with Sowell, who killed 11 women and hid their bodies in his Cleveland home back in 2010. It's not known whether Madison knew the women or how he targeted them, but he was a known drug dealer and knew at least one of the victims, Deshkins, who had been arrested for marijuana possession at one time.
You know, and the mayor came out, right? The mayor of Cleveland looks just like this guy. I swear to you, they could be brothers.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's scary. I mean, they got the guy, the mass murderer, standing, being booked. And then the mayor comes on. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. I know 3 Bears. Yeah, I know the liquor. Yeah, PBS brought back the liquor company. But hopefully I think they're much successful with bringing back new shows compared to NBC, which was about to strike out a 3rd time with bringing back shows. I mean, they're already bad enough. They tried to bring back the Bionic Woman, which didn't do well. And they tried to bring back Knight Rider, which really didn't do well because, one, they had the wrong brand of car. They try to replace, try to use a Ford Mustang, the new Ford Mustangs, cool cars. Yeah. But unfortunately, they didn't use the actual car, the Pontiac Trans Am Firebird, which is, unfortunately, they don't make them anymore. So that really bad. So now NBC's coming out trying to bring back Ironside.
Time out. 2014 Pontiac's coming back with the Trans Am.
Thank
Wow,
goodness. Now, see,
there you go.
NBC, if you would have waited 2 more years, you probably would have been able to bring back the show. But
By
you
the way,
probably
we have
would've
2
run-
minutes left, and in 2 minutes you got to do.
Word origins
and who said it
the
first?
Okay, I'll do my best. Here we go. Our word origin word for today is argosy. Argosy. It says on the face of it, argosy, an archaic term for large merchant ship, gives every appearance of being connected with the Argonauts, members of the crew of the ship Argo who sailed with Jason in quest of the Golden Fleece.
Yeah.
But in fact, the words are completely unrelated. When English first acquired argosy from Italian, it was Ragusia, Ragusca, which meant literally vessel from Ragusa, an important city and seaport on the Dalmatian coast, now known as Dubrovnik. From the hodgepodge of spellings used in English in the 16th and 17th centuries, including Ragusi, Raguse, Argosea, and Argusi, it finally emerged as the victor. Go figure. And Who said it first? Who said this quote first? Desperate times calls for desperate measures. The expression originated from woodcutting. In 1500, the Dutch scholar Desiderius Erasmus published the woodsman's saying about protecting tools used an obdurate part of the tree. It says, "Malo nodo malus caradenos cuneus," which is in Latin for a hard wedge must be sought for a hard knot. In 1539, British scholar Richard Taverner published a version he described as Englished, English with an ED on the end, which meant he had replaced the forestry imagery with a medical one. Storage disease requireth a strong medicine. Legend has it that in 1605, when Guy Fawkes failed in his attempt to blow up King James I and his Protestant lords, he offered his version of his 1539 expression to his captors. A desperate disease requires a desperate remedy. Over time, that expression moved beyond woodcutting and illness into a wider field. Crime novelist Lucy Malleson, under her nom de plume Anthony Gilbert, in She Shall Die in 1961, came closest to the now common contemporary version. She had sold the roof over her head sooner than have you know. Desperate situations required desperate remedies. And there you have it.
The new Trans Am.
Oh, man.
Nice.
Very nice.
Gotta keep that shit clean though. If not, it'll look like crap.
Well, yeah. Well, I wouldn't get it in white. I'd probably get it in black or blue or silver. I'd probably either rather get that or the new comeback of the Mustangs. I love those cars. But looking at the time, it's 11:01 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. It's going on 74 degrees. No, wow, it rose up to 80 degrees. It's getting hotter and wetter. In Macon, Georgia, with a high of 92 and low of 71. Want to thank all of our viewers and chatters.
Wow, we had a whole bunch today. Thank you so much for hanging out and being with our silliness.
Yes, thank you, Black Moses. Thank you, Diaz Photo Guy, Gecko Lizard, Here Forever, Michelle Stacy, My Nuts Itch, The Bean,
I love that.
Plastic Canvas, Abnormal, ATT, Hard Disco, Jason Bourne, Hard Knuckles, Inc., Mackinac, Nical 3000, Rage 666, Rocco, The Hippers, Too Much, Uric Wildcat, Yuck Fu, Zappa One, Cocknose, Hydroponic, Ned Stark, and the Three Bears.
Wonderful to have you back, Three Bears. It's always great to have you back, sweetie.
Thank you. We have
we still have your picture right here. This was given to us by and donated and sponsored by Three Bears.
Yes, thank you very much. We hope you watch us. Glad that's a beautiful car. I hope you're able to save enough to get that. Or the new.
Dream on, baby. Dream on.
Hey, a guy can dream.
We hope you'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thirsty Thursday.
Actually, tomorrow will be Flipping Friday. Today's Thursday.
Oh, Jesus. Well,
time flies, man, when you're having some fun. Yeah. So, until next time, on behalf of Irv, Ed, and DB, this is DB saying, can you smell what the roast is brewing? Take care. Hear ye. Take care of the baby. Boy George. That's supposed to be a chattering kaboom.